Candace Bergen in an episode of Shrinking.
Just about to ask if you're caught up. I watched it on the plane.
I got to start watching the new season.
One episode so far, that was it. But I'm like, oh my God, look at her pop up.
So she had her famous Murphy Brown, but in those early days of SNL, she hosted a fair amount.
Yeah.
Her father was Edgar Bergen of Charlie McCarthy fame, the famed ventriloquist.
It's true. All right, so I got some stories for you. Kelly Osbourne and Sid Wilson have reportedly put their engagement on pause, with direct sources telling TMZ the couple quietly split weeks ago, but may not be done for good. Insiders noted the pair have hit a rough patch, and while they are currently separated, there is still a chance that they could reconcile. The breakup comes during what one source described as an incredibly difficult time for Kelly, of course, following the death of her father, Ozzy. People's source said Kelly's been in a challenging headspace for several reasons. It's been very emotional for her. She's had a lot going on. Adding Ozzy's death still affects her deeply. The strain of balancing responsibilities also impacted their relationship. With the insider explaining, it's been hard for Kelly and Sid to balance everything, especially with different priorities about where to spend time. Kelly and Sid got engaged 6 months ago. They have been friends for 23 years, though, and they have a 3-year-old son named Sydney together. There was a report that said it may have something to do with her weight loss, but we don't know for sure about that.
Well, yeah, clearly she's going through a lot. I just thought it was such a wonderful thing for Ozzy to witness the proposal.
Yeah.
What, a week and a half, 2 weeks before he passed?
Yeah.
Had that wonderful moment with her.
Gave him some
I'd like
joy.
to see them patch it up. I mean, if it's good for both of them.
Exactly. So we'll see what ends up happening. Police officers in the Nashville suburb of Brentwood, Tennessee, are currently investigating an alleged assault that occurred over the weekend involving Reacher star Alan Ritchson. TMZ broke the story by publishing a video that reportedly features Ritchson in an altercation with a neighbor named Ronnie Taylor. The man said that the situation unfolded over 2 days, beginning on Saturday, when he claimed that he witnessed Ritchson speeding through the neighborhood on a motorcycle, causing a disturbance. To show his displeasure, Taylor claims that he raised a middle finger to Ritchson, and the actor returned the gesture. And then on Sunday, Taylor told TMZ that he spotted Ritchson on his motorcycle again, this time joined by 2 individuals who are believed to be the actor's young sons. They were little kids on these small motorcycles. And Taylor claims that he asked Ritchson, can you effing stop this, please? At which point the situation allegedly turned physical. Ritchson is seen in the video punching Taylor in the grass on his front lawn. Ritchson's green Kawasaki motorcycle is in the street, while the 2 individuals witness the altercation from their motorbikes. In his TMZ interview, Taylor claims to have been hit at least 4 times. He also shared an image of his face allegedly taken after the incident that shows redness and swelling. The Hollywood Reporter confirmed with Brentwood Police Captain Steve Pepin that an investigation is currently underway, though no arrests have been made in the case. The investigation is expected to continue for several days. There was also a report from someone who had said that this guy Taylor had pushed Ritchson off of his motorcycle, pushed him twice, and then Ritchson retaliated to that. So we'll have to wait and see how this hashes out.
We have a bit of the audio of this neighbor talking about the encounter, and explains how that pushing, at least from his angle, how that occurred, if you have the audio.
It started on Saturday morning and I'm an experienced motorcycle rider. I've been riding bikes all my life. So, from dirt bikes to street bikes and etc. But I'd heard this incestuous revving and speeding through our neighborhood of the motorcycle. I eventually saw the guy on Saturday. I didn't know who it was. And I sort of flippantly said, "Guy, like he was quite aware." And I said, "Can you just slow it down, please?" And then there are numerous people in my neighborhood who caught all of this on Ring doorbells of him speeding through the neighborhood. And on Sunday, when I was cleaning my bike outside my house, he rode past once, twice, and on the second time I walked out in front of him and I said, "You've got to stop. Someone's going to get hurt." And it escalated quite quickly from there. I did push him because he was coming towards me on his bike. He did it again for a second time. I pushed him a second time. And I think the second time he got off his bike and it kicked the crap out of me.
So my question would be, who the hell takes on Alan Ritchson?
Yeah,
but that guy actually looked pretty big himself.
He looked like he was decent size.
Yeah.
We forget that. Now, Ritchson's a big dude. He's 6'3". But, you're 6'3", President, aren't you? We all used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, as we start to shrivel into death.
Yeah.
But But, they make him obviously look much bigger in the show, but he's just a big dude.
Yeah, he's a large guy.
Yeah, and so, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, with the kids being there, I don't know if maybe he felt that he had to go into protection mode and this guy pushed him and he wasn't having it. I don't know.
I'm not Team Allen, based on what I've seen in the video. I'm really not Team Reacher on this one.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like the guy.
I
I
like the guy. But
in this
the dude
altercation,
was,
you're saying you might take the other guys. I think you got to let the stuff play out.
Absolutely.
But when the dude's down, I think you leave him alone. You don't have to be clocking him.
Threw an uppercut while the dude was
Yeah.
down and not facing him. But I don't know, man. I
We'll see how it plays
I want
out.
to see more footage.
By the way, the new season of Reachers, I think, just a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
yeah.
All right, Jessica Biel is standing by Justin Timberlake after newly released footage from his 2024 DWI arrest, though she is not happy about the renewed attention it has brought. A source told the People the situation has been stressful for Biel, and the footage obviously doesn't portray him in the best light, even as she remains supportive. In fact, we have a clip from yesterday that you sent over, I think, right?
Yeah,
Justin Timberlake?
What it is when that arrest occurred, a friend of Timberlake's was there trying to argue with the police to accommodate Timberlake a little bit more. So you'll hear this clip.
Oh, do we have that, Casey?
Yeah, it's ready to go.
All right, here we go.
I have his phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you guys please just do me a favor because you loved Bye 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 or
I'm happy.
Sexy Back?
So I'm
do me one favor. Let me ask him if he wants me to give him his phone.
Yeah. I mean,
This is insane.
So it's not going to be a long thing. I'll let you walk up real quick.
Please.
So I think that's the way if you like Sexy Bag, would you please allow legal accommodation here?
Despite her support, Biel isn't loving it, with the insider noting she's supportive of Justin, but she's also not afraid to express when she's disappointed. Timberlake had previously tried to block the footage, arguing that it would cause severe and irreparable harm, but ultimately agreed to version to protect his privacy. In the footage, he's seen struggling through sobriety tests and telling police these are like hard tests.
They're designed to be hard. The one thing is that you'd have to say this has all been settled. Why is the footage coming out? I mean, there's freedom of information and you can get the footage, but I guess that's what they're kind of wondering. I mean, it was there. It was going to happen, I guess, eventually.
Oh, somebody, by the way, going back to the Alan Richardson story, somebody had texted and said, do we have audio of the guy describing what the motorcycle sounded like going through the neighborhood? I think that's, we'll have to dig that one up here in a second, but I'd forgotten that, that one was achieved as well. But I don't know if we have that or not. Well, I'll move on to something else, and we'll see if we can find it. So the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star Miranda McWhorter is shutting down claims that she leaked footage involving Taylor Frankie Paul and her ex Dakota Mortensen. We've obviously talked about this. After an influencer pointed fingers at her and her castmates, Miranda responded directly, writing, "The first time I saw that video was the same day you all did. None of us girls have ever been in possession of it or any other evidence." She clarified that the intentions behind her previous settlement added, "My intent with my statement was not to shade Taylor, but to simply address it. I do not support nor condone that behavior from either party." Miranda also emphasized that their relationship had improved, explaining that they been in a good place since Taylor apologized while insisting, "I have my theories on who leaked the video. I apologize, but I can promise you it wasn't any of the women." So, don't know.
I was reading, of course, you take it with a grain of salt, an anonymous presence on The Bachelorette said the show has been declining in ratings, and so they kind of saw her. She has millions of followers, and they saw her as sort of a lit match that would provide some controversy. But I mean, they canceled the entire series for this go round.
Yeah.
I mean, it was produced and ready to go, and it's not airing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, don't know. No idea. But anyhow, this is what the motorcycle sounded like. So that going through your neighborhood.
The guy's good. That
You would definitely be annoyed by that. All right, in more Secret Lives of Mormon Wives story, or was that Real Housewives is Mormon Wives. I don't know.
Who knows?
So
Secret
anyhow,
Lives, you had it right.
last week, star Jessie Draper and her husband Jordan Nagatakura were divorcing, and now People is reporting that Nagatakura filed for a restraining order on March 20th, only for Draper to oppose the order the same day.
How much do you hate reality stars?
Oh my God!
I mean, there's just so many of them, and so many I don't know, and so many I don't care about, and there's so much of this crap going on. Do you think we're going to reach like a
Saturation
or a collapsing in on itself point? I mean,
no, I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I don't. It would have happened 20 years ago.
Would it have?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
where
too
we are.
efficient and cost effective to
That
produce.
too.
Now, what'll have to continue to do is attract audiences. So overall, I wonder if you were to take the overall ratings for these things. Are they as robust as ever? Have we seen a slight shifting downward? Have they been getting more popular? I don't know. You know, it's
Like
just
the popularity of those like Real Housewives shows and all of that. It's just I don't see it ever going away.
yeah. All right.
So it was Nagatakura who initially filed for divorce the day before asking for the restraining order. So far, neither side is commenting. Draper and Nagatakura married in 2020 and separated last year, by the way.
By the way, that Bachelorette, the what's her name again? The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. What's
Frankie
her?
something or
Right.
other.
I don't think she's all that attractive.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, usually they're usually pretty stellar looking.
Yeah, there's she didn't seem to quite fall in line with
No.
what they normally go with for the show, but
And she had the promotional picture. Did you see her, Preston, holding the book of more men?
oh yeah. Instead of more men. Yeah.
Oh, I think she's pretty. She's got great
No,
hair.
She's pretty, but Steve's saying comparatively to the other bachelorettes that they've had on the show, I think that she doesn't quite fit that pedigree.
Yeah, that's my take.
All right. Anyhow, in a year with weird news stories coming from the royal family, this one would have been for the one for the books, but it's being categorically denied. Saturday, the Daily Mail reported that former Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, was set to star in a reality series following her as she sold clones of Queen Elizabeth's corgis, Muick and Sandy. And
Sandy?
according to Fergie's rep, it's just not happening. Sandy! They said Ms. Ferguson regularly receives varied TV offers and proposals, often for reality shows, which she always declines. But apparently the proposal was a real one. However, with the rep adding, to be absolutely clear, Ferguson declined the proposal regarding a reality TV show involving the late Queen's corgis.
She is involved with a series where they're going to reanimate the corpse of the Queen herself.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
would watch that.
It's called Second Go Round Crown.
I would watch that for sure. The owner of OnlyFans, who was a huge factor in changing how the general public accessed and views pornography, has died. In a statement, the company said, "We are deeply saddened to announce the death of Leo Redvinsky." Leo passed away peacefully after a long battle with cancer. Sophie Rain, one of the platform's biggest stars, thanked Redvinsky in an emotional tribute, saying, "I don't even know how to put this into words. That man built something that changed my entire life. Like I grew up on food stamps, and now I can take care of my whole family because of a platform that he created."
So initially, OnlyFans was, as you said before, was more like anything. If you had
It was promotional in
art or
nature.
promotional, and then it became this, and then you've seen a steady string like this Sophie Rain, where I mean millions in one day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and then people will question and they will show the bank receipts. They'll show, yeah, you can do that. Who was it? Bad Baby had like a $1.2 million day when she turned 18.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lil,
Something
like
Lil
that.
Tay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gross.
It's super gross.
yeah.
Redvinsky, by the way, was 43 years old, so pretty young.
Yeah.
And yeah, passed away. All right, this is great news. The second season of Task has its new co-star, and it's Mahershala Ali.
Oh, nice.
I think that's a great choice.
He's phenomenal.
and he's from Delco.
No, he's not. The Oscar-winning actor will play the new rival to star Mark Ruffalo, who will reprise his role as a compassionate but determined FBI agent Tom Brandis. Ali's character is reportedly a veteran Philadelphia DEA agent named Eddie Barnes, whose efforts collide with Brandis's latest task force. The first season of Task Of course, from Mayor of Easttown, creator and Berwyn resident and friend of ours, Brad Inglesby, focused on Brandis' team investigating a string of robberies at drug houses in Delaware and Montgomery counties. Brandis spent the season chasing trash collector turned thief Robbie Pendergrast, played by Tom Pelfrey. Soon after production had wrapped, Inglesby and Ruffalo felt that there was still more to explore with his character and began plotting a second season arc. After winning Oscars for Best Supporting Actor in both Moonlight and Green Book, making history as he became the first Muslim actor to ever receive an Academy Award. Ali went on to star in the third season of HBO's crime series True Detective in 2019. Most recently, he starred in Jurassic World Rebirth. Ali was at the top of the list for candidates to play alongside Ruffalo in the second season of Task.
So this has got to be the season where they incorporate the Preston and Steve show.
They have.
I would
Come
think
on,
squarely in the
Brad.
plot line.
Come on, man. I mean, just a passing moment. I pointed out to him in the first episode of Task, and we had him in. There were like 4 moments where the radio was on. And I'm like, come on, dude.
Dude,
That could have been us.
Come on.
Yep.
Listen, we also have a basketball court in the parking lot. If there's some sort of pickup game,
Yeah.
we could shoot out there.
Ping pong balls.
Balakin would
tables.
service, right? All sorts of stuff.
We have
much
ping
stuff
pong tables. I forgot we have ping pong
do.
tables out
Yeah.
back in this building.
Yep.
Wow.
And personalized paddles, thanks to Casey.
Yeah.
Inglesby is again serving as executive producer with Ruffalo. So
We got to get him on.
keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah.
The Preston Steve Show on the next season of Task. All right, Kirsten Dunst will star alongside Sydney Sweeney in The Housemaid's Secret, which is the sequel to the hit movie The Housemaid.
I watched The Housemaid over the vacation.
Was it good?
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
So it is much different. There are twists that I did not see coming.
Okay.
And I don't want to give any of it away other than to say it's not what you probably think it is.
So I have a little synopsis here. The film follows Sweeney's character Millie as she this is of the sequel, I believe, as she takes a new job managing a home for a woman she's never allowed to see while uncovering dark secrets. The first movie has proven itself a success, earning nearly $400 million at the global box office. Paul Feig returns to direct. Amanda Seyfried and Brandon Sklenar from the first movie will not be returning. Dunst is keeping busy these days. She's got several upcoming projects, including a Minecraft movie 2, and the entertainment system is down.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out the movie. And if they're setting in motion, let's just say there's a likely trajectory Sydney Sweeney's character can follow, that would be really cool.
So Project Hail Mary, that's a huge hit. Without spoiling anything about the movie, any huge hit is bound to spawn the question, will there be a sequel? And author Andy Weir, who wrote the novel on which the Ryan Gosling film is based, spoke to Screen Rant and revealed that he's already writing his next novel, but it's not a follow-up to Hail Mary. I don't think it would be. I don't think you need a follow-up to that movie. He said, I'm working on my next book right now. I'm not talking about it publicly, but it's science fiction, of course.
You have any roles for me?
And it's a new standalone story. It's not a sequel to anything. He did add that he has some sequel ideas, he said, but not enough to run with. He said, if I'm going to sequel it, I want it to be good.
I know what he should write on and focus in on this. He should focus in on the last waterbed store in America. Right? Take a completely different tact.
God, do you think there are any in the world?
Waterbeds!
Yeah. Dude, I was obsessed with waterbeds when I was a kid. I wanted one so bad.
Could you imagine him putting all and getting as technical as he does in The Martian and the Project Hail Mary about waterbeds and what keeps the. You had a waterbed, didn't you?
I had a free flow waterbed. It seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
It is not a good idea. I had it for a long time.
Yeah.
I stuck to my guns and kept that thing. It's a pain in the ass, man. Moving around in it is hard.
I believe that. Like, if it was just, if I never had to move it or anything along those lines, yeah, that sounds great to me. But, all right, so, I mean, listen, I was a kid. I was like,
Sure.
13, 14
That's when I
years
got
old.
mine.
Yeah.
I wanted one too.
Exactly.
And if for whatever reason the heater went out on it, it sucked.
Okay.
Your bed was freezing cold, man.
So it had. What was the heating unit like? that heated it.
So it was just essentially just like a pad
Yeah.
underneath it.
Okay.
That would heat. It was like a heating pad.
All right. Wow.
And that's it. And it sat underneath the bladder, the actual mattress,
I
and
would
you just
assume-
turn it on and heat it up.
You needed a fair amount of heat to warm that thing up.
Yeah.
What were
and
the
and if
electrical
it got too
bills
hot,
like?
it sucked, man. I don't know. And my parents paid for that crap.
So I found this place called Aqua Sleep Products in Langhorne, thinking that might be a waterbed store. I click on it. It's just a house on a block.
That's funny.
It might be an online business, and that's where it tracks to, but then there's a couple in like Maryland, one in Pittsburgh.
Will's Water Beds, U.S. Water Mattress. So I guess they're still around.
Andy Weir could do it then. Yeah.
Sea breeze water beds.
All right, one more story. Let's go with this. Lisa Kudrow was on CBS News Sunday Morning this week and was asked about another possible Friends reunion. But if she has her way, their 2021 special was a one and done type of deal.
I think you can't do it without Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of them would want to do it without Matthew Perry.
She said, I don't know. I don't think so. You never know, why or how. Maybe it would make sense. I don't know. But right now, I don't think it does.
Do you think Vin Diesel could step in as Matthew Perry?
As Matthew
Chandler?
Perry, maybe. She also admitted that she's finally started watching the show after avoiding it for so long. She said, I think that I was self-conscious that if anybody walked in and saw me watching my own show, it embarrassed me, she said. But then when Matthew passed away, she said there were marathons and I watched it. And it comforted me. So I very recently just started watching Friends before going to bed because I didn't see all of them, she said.
So any given afternoon, I think it's TBS, runs like 8 episodes back to back.
No kidding.
In the afternoon, like it is a solid block of Friends.
She said, though, she didn't see them all, but now she realizes that it's a funny show, and she kind of likes it.
Great show.
Yeah.
I love that block of NBC shows.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Must see TV.
Yeah.
Thursdays.
It was amazing.
It'd be like, though, watching their own shows, though, and granted, they're only, 30-minute episodes, but of us going back, 20 years and listening to those shows.
Right.
It'd be hard to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would enjoy doing that.
You could. I
don't
think
know.
if there's certain things, because you will go back and look at old clips.
I like the Daily Rush videos.
All right.
Those are fun.
All right,
But
but you don't
listening
think
to
you
a
could
whole
listen-
show, I don't know.
All right, maybe that's the different thing.
Yeah.
I agree, but as a viewer watching Friends later in life, like things hit differently. The storylines hit differently.
Yeah.
Like, when people get different jobs or different economic status
Right.
in life, different relationships. I'm sure, like, if you were to listen to an episode after you just had your first baby, and then you listen and you think about what that guy's mindset was,
Sure.
that would be
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're ready for clips. So, R.J. Decker follows a disgraced journalist turned private investigator in South Florida. And here, Scott Speedman explains his love of the crime-solving genre.
It's a real throwback character. Really reminded me of old shows like I grew up watching on the old channels, like nostalgia shows like Columbo. And I was a fan of the genre and just thought this was a great script and wanted to jump into it.
I don't think I want to see it.
New episode of R.J. Decker airs tonight, 10 o'clock on ABC.
It's not a great script. I watched the first 2 episodes. Here's the thing. Guy's an attractive dude.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch. I didn't know who this guy was or anything like that. But
He
like
came from Felicity
Is that what he
and,
came
and
from?
the Underworld movies.
yeah,
he's
so
a good actor.
He's
good looking.
He's very, very charismatic.
To me, it
and
kind of feels like Temu Bad Monkey.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it, but as I'm watching it, I was like, okay, this is kind of pretty poorly written, and and they kind of.
Well, he says that's one of the attractions, how poorly written it is.
I actually said the opposite of that, but it's one of those procedurals where they wrap it all up in an hour's time. you know?
Yeah.
All right, here's our next clip. Matt Murdock is blind lawyer by day, vigilante by night, and daredevil born again. And here, Charlie Cox details the intensity of sharing the screen with Vincent D'Onofrio.
Those days on set are always really exhilarating and exciting. We're acutely aware that these moments are likely to be the kind of iconic moments within a season, the things that fans remember and think about a lot when these two come together. So it's really important we get it right.
Season 2 premiere Daredevil Born Again streams today on Disney+.
I found out that British accent is fake and that he's actually fully American.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's usually the other way around.
Yeah.
Right? All right, and there you go. That's what we have in the entertainment report for you this morning. All right, so we are going to find out about the Welcome America stuff that has started to be released as far as the events plan. Later on, we are going to have Michael DelBene, who's the CEO of Welcome America, stopping
DelBene
today.
is the bomb.
Yeah, he is, man. We're going to get it all together right here on the show.
Yeah.
Later on this morning, around 9 o'clock. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in just a moment. And the sun's coming up. Looks like a beautiful day. A little bit on the cooler side, but nonetheless, we got bright skies, and we'll enjoy them together. We'll be right back.
Cotton balls.
Yes.
Oh, tell us about it.
Do tell, please.
I just have, even talking about them, my hairs are standing up. Just the thought of them pulling apart gets me all freaked out.
So it's the actual process of, as Marissa was saying, the actual pulling of a loose cotton ball apart that makes you sick.
Yes. And I'm a nurse, too, so trying to deal with that is not...
How far has it gotten? Have you ever been moved to throw up?
Not throw up, but I just the goosebumps, and I can't even be around them.
Wow, you can't even. Will just the sight of them, just seeing cotton balls, give you a sense of anxiety of some sort?
The sight's not bad, but then once I start to think about them actually being pulled apart, that's what gets me.
So what about Q-tips?
Q-tips aren't as bad because they're not as fluffy.
Okay, so that's exactly what Marissa was saying. The fluffier, the worse it is for you, too.
Yes.
All right.
All right. And has this always been a thing for you, or did it materialize at some point in your life?
Always.
Always. Okay. Interesting.
I want this. You'd assume that there would be some sort of cotton ball trauma, like maybe a cotton ball touched you inappropriately outside your school.
I mean, listen,
Thanks, Dan.
I
not Dan.
Really,
Kelly.
I think Dan called and Kelly was his wife because he had said he was going to say something about his wife. But so I think I understand your aversion to cotton balls because I have the same thing with silverware and metal. I'm fine with silverware. It doesn't gross me out, but I have a hard time putting silverware away after the dishwasher. I don't like silverware clanking against each other, and then the thought. And my brother would do this to piss me off, and I've talked about it on the show here. He would when he would eat at the dinner table, he would grind his teeth on the fork, and that it gives me a physical reaction. And I'm not going to throw up, but it's more like a pursing of the lips, and then I get chills. Yeah, I get chills. In fact, I got chills just even thinking about it, and it's that sound. And I understand for you with the cotton balls, it's that. There's definitely like a feel to it when you pull it apart. I don't mind that feel, but that to me is very, very similar to how I feel about silverware.
And so also you, if I recall correctly, Casey, you can't let silverware touch your own teeth.
No. In fact, I have plasticware here, but I would never go like that.
Even with plastic?
No. Plastic, I'm fine.
Okay, but if it's metal.
Yeah,
so when you're eating with regular, if you're given silverware, you go to somebody's house, do you at home eat with silverware?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I eat, I gum it.
Gum it.
I gum it. I put my lips over my teeth, and that's how I.
When I'm eating, I don't traditionally rake my teeth across the
Some people do,
fork.
man.
Yeah. Do you have anything similar to this?
Nothing I could think of. I'm
don't
sure
really-
there's something in my world that's that way, but nothing comes to mind.
I have one thing that kind of falls in this realm, but it's if you're having a popsicle, the wooden stick.
You don't like it?
No. I can't, I will have to, so I'll gum it or lip it down to the end because I can't have my teeth touch the cold wood.
No, I used to chew on the wooden stick. Yeah.
Well, Steve, my dad has the wooden spoon thing.
Yeah.
If you get an ice cream that has a wooden spoon, he refuses to use it.
Yeah.
Because that sensation of the wood,
Don't like
you can't do it.
Yeah.
Here's one. Now, here's a text. I'm looking at a number of them coming in, and this one does bother me a little bit, but not to the point of nausea. Somebody says microfiber towels on rough hands. Yeah, so they can kind of catch.
They do.
On little spots on your hands if you don't have moisturized hands.
My wife was just talking about this. This is the time of year where unless you moisturize consistently, and she wears a lot of microfiber stuff, it'll catch, and it drives her crazy.
Here's some real specific ones. Somebody said, this is from Nick the Meat Man. He says, agenda book covers. That whip noise when you drag your nails across it just kills me. What are agenda book covers?
Like a day planner?
I don't know, but there's all different kinds of day planners, so I'm not really sure. There are people that hate the silverware clanking case that are checking in for sure. And somebody said they hate stickers, like just regular sticker, like a bumper sticker, whatever it may be. They can't stand them. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
So what I don't know, when you see someone who works with a lot of, whether they work with cash or they're working with paper, and they have that little sponge that they'll touch to moisten their fingers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So that
bankers use it all the time.
Right. That's a little.
Well, they do that so they're not licking their fingers.
Right.
Yeah, because to separate the paper, you need some moisture sometimes.
Just lick the money.
But rather than licking your fingers, Talk about Masha Lagnia. Masha Lagnia.
Is this a person?
Nope, it's a thing, and I'll explain what it is, but it's spelled MASCHALAGNIA. Masha Lagnia.
Masha.
This is
Marsha.
a fetish known as armpit licking.
Oh, this is. No, you're not down with that?
Steve, are you?
No, judging by your immediate reaction.
I don't want to sway your...
No.
So it ranked, and apparently it is one of the most requested fetishes, according to research. It ranked fourth just behind pegging, feet content, and water sports. But unlike the others,
it's behind water sports?
Yeah. This is the most requested, one of the most requested fetishes. So it ranked fourth behind water sports. Yes, behind pegging, feet content, and water sports.
The only time I've ever seen any armpit licking, Steve. I know you've seen the movie Flirting with Disaster.
Yes, yeah.
Is it Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin is into armpit licking.
What is this on?
This is a Flirting with
It's Flirting with Disaster. It's a Ben Stiller movie. Yeah.
Okay. And Josh Brolin is an FBI agent, and he licks Patricia Arquette's armpit.
So this is just starting to become mainstream. The study from ethical porn site Aristes found this out.
It's an ethical porn site.
Yeah, that's what it says. So there are various reasons that the armpit can elicit such a sexual response. When it comes to humiliation and tickling, it's less about the armpit itself and more about feeling vulnerable and less than, and it can be a form of punishment or control. A dom might force their sub to lick their armpit because it can be degrading. There's also, this is according to a dom that they interviewed in this article named Gigi. She said there's the power and vulnerability. You're tickling someone's armpits, and that person is in a very vulnerable position with their arms raised or tied up, so it's surrendering control to the dominant partner, which can trigger arousal.
Or you just like the taste of underarm deodorant.
Some people do like that, or the sweat.
Listen, I'm not for it or opposed to this.
Right.
The idea, if I were to either A, lick an armpit, or B, have my armpit licked, it would have to be like fresh out of the shower, no deodorant whatsoever. Because that, to me, the idea of licking deodorant is
it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
But if you find it gross because it's sweating and things like that,
there's always the butt to lick.
Listen, I was going to say, think about where other places that people stick their
tossing
tongue.
the salad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ain't that gross compared to some other things.
So the armpit group is going to get more of a pass than the pee on me or lick my butt.
Yeah. But I mean, even and pardon me, I will use a technical term.
By all means,
cunnilingus.
Yes.
Yeah. Just think about what you're doing at that point.
That's where the pee-pee comes out.
That's and that's a it's not that much more.
So foot fetish
of a stretch.
This would be akin to a foot fetish, licking feet.
Yeah.
Similar, right?
Yeah,
toes,
sure.
Yeah, same thing.
And it's something that does nothing for me.
It does not for me.
But when I think about it, and I'm like, okay, it's really,
why not?
It's not that bad.
Are you talking about feet licking?
Feet licking or armpit licking, yeah.
Because you guys have let your dogs lick your feet, right?
Yes.
My dogs don't lick my feet. I would if they would do that. Yes, absolutely.
My dog Chelsea used to love to lick my feet, like emphatically the second I took my shoes off. And I'm like, I would not do that, but have at it, girl.
Yeah. And Gigi goes on to say that there are definitely people who can orgasm from having their armpits licked.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And there's also the anticipation aspect. Wouldn't it be great?
It's just great.
It's so easy.
Because I'm going to lick one out.
Yeah. Because you could lick your own armpit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could lick your own armpit.
Excuse me, I lick one out.
Oh, my God. And she said there's also the anticipation aspect. If you know the stimulation is coming, you can interpret that as erotic excitement. And as for the smell of the armpit, 59% of daters say that BO is a turn on.
That would not be with me. So I am hyper aware of my scent. I like to be as clean as possible. That's why morning sex is, I like teeth brushed, and everything,
Who was the football player recently who was on the bench, told the guy he smelled like hot dog water? You see that?
No.
Oh, it was hilarious. And I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, if you put a bunch of hot dogs and you boil it, it's meat. And fat and all that, and it would have a similar scent maybe to underarm armpit.
I'll get a gag response off of rancid body odor.
I mean, rancid body odor is bad, but standard a person's scent, I don't think is horrible.
No.
So they said they're asking the question, why would it be a turn on? Well, clinical and relationship psychotherapist Dipti Tate.
Dipti?
Yep. Says, while it might not sound particularly appealing, body odor can influence sexual attraction. However, it's not just any old scent that does the trick. Rather, it's the unique combination of pheromones and other odoriferous compounds exuded by our bodies that can elicit a primal response in potential partners.
Have you ever caught whiff of something that, for lack of a better way to phrase it, smells like sex to you?
Well, the trees,
right.
In
the semen trees.
Spring, the semen trees.
That'd be one of them.
I want to say that I have. That it does remind me of
just
that.
Catch it for a second, like that. It smells like sex.
Yeah.
I
know what you're talking about. Armpit licking also ties into tickle torture and humiliation kinks.
So that's a big kink. Would you call it a kink or a?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would call that.
The tickling to orgasm.
Mm-hmm. And it would fall under the BDSM umbrella, by the way.
Are you easily tickleable?
I used to be more ticklish than I am now. So no, not that much.
I am not either. But
feet wouldn't bother me. The only place it might get me is armpit. Maybe if somebody were to come up and do that to me real quick, I would definitely react a little bit.
How's Rochelle with tickling?
I think she's okay. I don't really go for tickling.
Yeah, Claire, if she tries it on me and then I reverse it, no. Because she will buckle quickly.
Yeah, I think my armpits are probably the most ticklish. My younger brother is super ticklish, and this is going to sound bad, but he gave his wife a black eye when she tried to tickle him.
Oh, wow.
I believe it.
Because it's not his fault, but I guess she was like maybe laying on top of her, hovering over him, and she tickled his sides, and he jolted so violently that he headbutted her right in the eye.
Wow.
So my dad's feet, he could not stand it.
Really?
And of course, as a kid, I was all over that. And so if he'd be sitting there with his shoes off and fully relaxing, I would go over and tickle. And Casey, there were times where I thought he would have kicked my head off.
Really?
And not out of anger.
No.
He's just reflexive.
Just out of reaction. And so I could see why the black eye thing could easily happen. I probably got hurt at some point trying to pull that on my dad. But there are some people that are extremely sensitive to that. Like you could even just kind of gesture like you're going to do it, and they immediately cringe.
What part of your body would you say, though you're not very ticklish, is the most ticklish?
Yeah, probably the arm. All right, thank you very much, Marissa. We were just chatting off air in the entertainment report. We were talking about actor Alan Ritchson, who's from the TV show Reacher. There was a video of him punching a neighbor of his because of an altercation they had over motorcycles out in the street. And that's going to drive you crazy, hearing those sounds as you're trying to get your rest in your neighborhood and somebody's screaming. But anyhow, but it got us talking about, encounters with neighbors. There's a show on HBO right now called Neighbors.
You watched 2 episodes?
I watched 2 episodes.
I watched the first.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's. Do you get a little
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seeing neighbors that can't get along because, man, when you have bought property and you are there, it's going to take a lot for you to have to say, I can't take it anymore, I'm leaving. Or you just you stand your ground and say, they're leaving, not me, as opposed to also trying to maybe find middle ground. But this show takes some kind of extreme scenarios.
Yeah, and there's massaging going on. There has to be. And everyone is in front of the cameras, so they're going to amp up their thing a little bit. But still, at the core, these are real neighbor conflicts.
Yeah, and so I watched the first episode as well, so we all know the scenario in this one, if you guys want to explain it. But it's out in, like, what is it, like Wyoming or
big sky
Oklahoma?
country. It's or maybe even Texas. But there's a lot of land. These two property owners, they have these very large parcels of land. And this one guy is like a prepper and a conspiracy theorist and believes, that there's the secret Kabul and all this stuff. Yeah. And then the other guy just wanted to get away from city life and wanted to have a larger area. But there's a main road, or I guess just a road. It's a dirt road that goes through the area, and it goes on this guy's private property, the guy who wanted to get out of the city. And there's also people that let their animals, their horses, roam freely and end up on his property. So he put up a fence and he put up a gate, and the neighbors hate the fact that this is a road that goes through there and it's a gate and blah, 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 and all this stuff.
Yeah, and the horse people were there first, right? So they, for a couple of years, this is how they were living their life. And it was perfect, Yeah. And then these other people came in, they were like, I don't want your horses on my property.
Exactly, yeah. And especially when you get into spacious areas like that, people get really territorial about my land.
I just saw a story that's similar about a guy who has a road that people perceive as a public road that is actually a road on his property. It's a road that he maintains. And that this woman who's been told it's not a public road, goes through all the time. She goes through, she upsets the animals. I guess the guy has dairy cows or something, or somehow that affects the cattle's ability to produce milk. I don't know. Right. But long story short, he put up this device, the tire popping spikes.
Oh my God.
But when when the pressure pad was pushed, the spikes come up, all four tires blow out, and he's got the footage of it. I'm like, man, I don't know how hard you tried to, as you're talking about, Preston, find common ground and see what you can work out.
Yeah.
But it's your home, it's your situation. Yeah. And if you're like, I admit to being a creature of habit. I admit to, I like the things the way I like them. But like we were talking about this during the snowstorm, I shoveled a whole bunch of the street to clear out spots for my cars and a couple other cars. You know, all I asked is, without asking it, is you saw that I did this. Could you just make sure that there's a spot for me when I get home since I did this?
Yeah.
And so, but I had to say, I don't own the street.
Yeah.
I don't own the street.
And for the most part, your neighbors know who you are.
And they were great.
And they're
wonderful,
great.
yeah.
But the traveling nurse who has no clue
Didn't
sees an
know.
open spot and parks in your spot.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who bought acres and acres of land in New Jersey, and they built their house there, and that was great. And he's also an outdoorsman. And so he buys all of this property, builds his home, and unbeknownst to him, the neighbor across the street, whoever used to own that land, used to allow this neighbor across the street to hunt on his property.
Right.
You know, and he basically comes over and not humans, deer. But he basically, he says to my friend, Bill used to let me hunt on your land, and my friend was like, well, that's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's a hunter as well. He's like, this is the property that I own now. Like, I'm sorry that was great for you for however long that was great.
Things change.
The things changed. This is mine now.
Yeah.
And
my children like to dress as deer.
Yeah, and my deer. but he's a hunter himself, and he's like, and so that's why he ended up buying that property, so that he could hunt from his own land.
On his own land, and he certainly has the right to do it. And he has the other guy has to respect.
And he did.
He did.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
It didn't
shot him.
Shot the guy.
It didn't get bad, but it could have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the second episode, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you.
I actually did watch that episode too.
But it's about private beach space.
Yes.
These really rich people have beachfront property, and there is a law that allows public access by the water line. But the rich people have hired this quote unquote manager whose job is to just sit out there all day long and say, get off the beach. And he does it very aggressively and very threatening. And so there's a conflict with a woman who's a local resident who likes the beach and wants to be there. And it's another one of these things.
By the way, here's to put it into perspective. The Obamas in Hawaii, they have this house. And they built this wall that is a wall that guards against the surf eroding the thing. What it ended up doing was guiding that water down to the next door neighbor's house, which accelerated the erosion on their property.
I've seen that in a couple of spaces where that's happened. Yeah.
So, I mean, these are the kind of things that's super wealthy people, but it can simply be, and you see it happen. You've reported on, I don't know how many stories throughout the years of the Bizarre File, where there's a common strip of ground between two houses, and who mows it and who doesn't, or who shovels
I just mow it, you know. And so in the two properties that I've owned, where we had that common strip, I just mowed it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, my neighbors now, we don't really talk or anything like that, and that's fine. But my other neighbor before we moved, we were friends, and rather than get into that. And I also think it's weird when you're just kind of like mowing 3 feet and then leaving 3 feet unmowed.
I do. I think the same. Yeah. But not everyone is wired that way.
Yeah.
So my friend has this experience living in the city, and if you think about like a row houses, sometimes they'll have like a little gate in between the houses with a little alleyway. Yeah. So she has one of those, and she locks it because, I mean, for safety's sake, you can get into her backyard with it. And she, of course, I only hear my friend's side of the story, but she has offered for her neighbor to keep her trash cans there, but then her neighbor won't lock it, or she'll just discard all of her trash instead of putting it neatly into trash cans. And your little things like that. And you're like, but I've been nice. This is not your property. I've offered to share my property.
Right.
Don't be a bitch.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And have they come to an agreement, or is the woman still doing what she does?
It's probably passive-aggressive stuff going on.
Very passive-aggressive. And the same thing happened. She has one of those hoses that it's like the small hose that kind of shrinks down, but you have to empty it. Because if you leave water in it, it'll eventually break very quickly. Yeah. It's like whatever. And she said to the girl's daughter, you can use my hose if you want to play outside. You have to empty it or do it. And she is now on hose number 6 because the daughter won't.
Oh, wow.
Empty it. It's just like, I'm being nice. I'm being friendly.
Right.
What's the other side of it?
I gotcha. And by the way, there's in that series, Neighbors, there's one that takes place in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Oh.
And Steve, it speaks to you because it's a woman who feeds a ton of cats outside.
You got to be careful.
All over the place, apparently. So I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. So.
We had one of those in Manayunk, and when she went on vacation, our other neighbor went and got all of the cats fixed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were breeding. They were multiplying, and
Claire
she was
and
feeding them and bringing them up.
I told you the story. We had no idea that this cat coming on our property belonged to anybody. It just spent all its time on our property, got the cat fixed, and then finally realized it was the neighbor's cat, and this old guy, I don't know, she let someone shave my cat's belly. And we're like...
We had I've been lucky that I haven't had the neighbor from hell.
Yeah.
I've known a few people who have. I think we all have. There was somebody, actually a staff member here, who was having a real problem
my
with that.
God.
Is that still
it's gotten less, but there's a part of it that's still real bad.
I just mouthed who it was to Casey.
Yeah, because, and it was this similar situation where the previous owner of the home had relationships with the other neighbors, and they treated the new homeowner as if
the old
person that person still lived there,
like starting just random fires on the driveway. And
well, it was like a family member, right? Like it was like somebody's grandmom used to live in that house. Grandmom doesn't live there anymore. It's not your yard anymore. You know? Yeah.
I've had strange neighbors, but I've never had the one where you really have a problem with. When the first house we ever owned, across the street, our neighbors, the people next door to them, had the guy in the neighborhood, the stay off my lawn guy.
Or who likes walks.
Constant complainer.
And now we see it more than ever because of Ring doorbell cameras and because of all that. Everyone's house is wired with some sort of camera system.
Yeah.
So the guy who's taken it upon himself to the Karen, or what is it, Carl would be the equivalent. What is the in the neighborhood, who's just overseeing everything and getting in everyone's business for no reason.
Yeah, if you have great neighbors and you've never had bad neighbors, then you should thank your lucky stars because it is a wonderful situation. We have great neighbors now. I love it, and and it's just wonderful when you have those people right next to you.
Our neighbors are great and have been, and I've had at least 3, in Manayunk, they were terrific, and stay friends, and our neighbors right where we are in Mount Airy are terrific. The neighborhood's great, but you're right, Preston. I've heard stories. I've had. I don't want to talk to that guy. But never like you, mother. I never Alan Richson punching me in the face.
Yeah.
What's the best way to approach it? Do you just let them know? Do you write a letter? Do you leave a note?
I think I don't know, Marissa, because it can be so touchy. There's in this show, Neighbors, in the second episode with the beaches. They try to get together, these two people. Let's meet, let's talk. Let's sit down and talk about this. So they at least made that attempt, but it didn't last long.
Let me remind you this.
Yeah.
At the beginning of The Mist, it's the movie.
Oh, yeah.
They get into a fight, and just as a cautionary tale, by the end of it, one of the neighbors shoots his own son in the head.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so,
spoiler alert.
Don't let that happen to you.
Well, there's that other documentary about that crazy neighbor who, this is in a community, I think in Florida, where the lady across the street she was bonkers, and she made things up, and she was always yelling at the kids and screaming at the kids, and then she eventually killed the kid's mom.
Yeah.
That documentary's insane.
It was well done. It was sad, terribly sad, and scary.
50 levels past. But I think a lot of these people thrive on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, even on the most just basic, that thing is out, or that, or loud music or whatever.
Right.
Things can start to just wear at people.
That's right, Casey. And that when she shot the woman through the door.
Yeah.
Through the door. Wow. Yep. Hang on. Lighter note. We're going to go to Terry, who's been on hold for a little while. Hi, Terry. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. What's up, Terry?
Okay, so here's my story. It's just incredible to believe. I lived in Lansdale for 30 years, and I had to flee my home to escape ongoing, I have no other word for it but harassment by my next door neighbor and the Lansdale police. So what happened was I was charged 4 times altogether. The first 3 times were just harassment. The 4th time they arrested me for harassment. The first charge, I had something on my car from the internet, and the Officer North told me, you can't have something from the internet on your car because that's harassing him. You can't.
I don't understand what that means. Something on my car from the internet.
I had a sign on my car. Something I found on the internet that I put on my car. It was on the internet, and I put a copy on my car. She said, you can't do that because that's harassing your next door neighbor.
I just have you hold 1 second, Terry. So did you put something that you'd purchased off of the internet that you put on your car, and was it something derogatory? It was
a news article.
Okay. Oh, all right.
And let's put this in perspective. My next door neighbor was a convicted white violent criminal who assaulted his girlfriend, and I don't have to say allegedly. He went to jail for this. He beat up his girlfriend. I have the videos on my YouTube channel of his girlfriend going to the ambulance, and he's a violent white convicted criminal. I'm an upstanding corporate professional, CPA, no arrest record, and she charged me and called me and said, you've been charged. So the second charge, I had a daser. His chihuahuas used to bark all the time. So I got a daser, and what that does is it makes a supersonic sound, and it shuts the dogs up.
Okay.
Perfectly legal. So I had been using that, and so this last time I used it, I didn't have any batteries in it, and so she called me and said, you've been charged. And I said,
hold on. Terry, we're not going to use any names.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry.
so we dumped out on that. All right.
You bleep it out. Bleep it out.
Yeah.
So
We don't want to hold on before we continue down this path, because obviously you've had some serious issues here. Has this all been resolved?
No, I sued them, and guess what? I lost. And let me tell you about the third charge. The third charge, they said that I keyed his car, and so I found out 3 weeks after the incident. I opened my mail. I had a citation for criminal mischief. I had no idea what I had done. So I called the police, and they came out, and I said, what am I charged for? Criminal mischief. What did I do? They said, you keyed your next-door neighbor's car. I said, but I have video right here. I can prove that I didn't do it. They said, we don't want to see your video. He said you keyed his car. So we get to the hearing, and the cop says, well, he said she keyed his car. So I charged her. The judge looked at the video and said her hand is at least a foot away from that damage.
So here's the deal. Let me ask you this, Terry, because it's obviously there's a whole bunch that's gone on, and it's obviously an emotional thing. Do you think there was any way that you with this neighbor could have done something, gone over and talked and worked things out? Was there ever any attempt in any way, or do you think there was any way you could have changed things by employing some sort of olive branch?
No, because you know what? I did employ the olive branch. When we went to the court the second time, okay, and the judge dismissed both charges. I mean, all the charges were dismissed.
When you're in court, the olive branch is not going to happen.
The olive branch was, the judge said, try to talk to him sometime. The agreement was he wouldn't park in front of my house because he had been parking his Jeep that he never drives in front of my house just so I couldn't park there. I said, don't park the Jeep there. And he stopped parking the Jeep there. And I even said hi to him one time. I was keeping the truce. He broke the truce. He started parking his car back in front of the house because he just felt like it.
All right. Well, Terry, hang on. This is way more involved than we can get into right now on the air. But it says here on our screen that their dog killed your cat or something like that.
Well, how the whole incident started was the neighbor on the other side of the convicted white offender, the neighbor's dog killed my cat right in front of my face.
Oh, my God. So that sounds like an issue with the other neighbor.
And didn't even try to intervene. He didn't try to intervene. He was drunk. And I said, do something. Stop your dog. He just watched as his dog kill my cat. So I had to carry my mangled cat by a pit bull. I had to carry that cat to the vet, North Penn Animal Hospital, trying to see if the cat could be safe. But the cat was already dead. But my brain didn't process that, you know.
So, okay.
Well, listen, Terry,
he was friendly with that neighbor, and that's what caused our dispute.
Okay. All right. Well, Terry, this is a lot more than we can get into on the air here. And if this stuff is not resolved yet.
We hope you find a wonderful place with great neighbors and non-mangled cats.
Yes.
Really, because, Terry, it sounds like it's worked you up in a thing. As we're listening to this person,
thank you, though, Terry.
And as you hear this dynamic, though, with Terry, and we don't really know what the story is, but that's exactly... Well, then the garden shears, and then the hose.
I know,
and then
I know.
And then the daughter had a party, and one of the Mylar balloons.
Well, and then that's how it can drag on for years,
on and on,
and then everybody, and then it's a I'm not giving in, you know, type of thing.
How she could rattle off like 12 things in a row that have been. And for what we don't know, she seemed pleasant, but she seemed like there's a lot of issues.
Yeah, I have no idea, and it's at that point where you're like, if you're the judge, and you got to sit there and make these decisions, it's like, it's like you were saying about this show, Neighbors.
Yeah,
like you're watching a couple of episodes, and I'm like, they both have points that they're making here, and I don't know exactly who's in the right and who isn't.
I think the way to handle it is you take a pool cue.
You break in half. We're having auditions.
You want to know how I got this spot? If we're looking for, let's try to distill down and see if anyone, as we're going through these, could recommend the way to reverse a really bad situation with neighbors and see what you can do to because it is a quality of life. You both want to have a good quality of life.
I remember when we first bought our home, listen, I feel more secure at night when my light is on in front of my house.
Right.
I like to be able to see who's on my front stoop.
The monsters stay away.
Monsters or whoever. But apparently that light was keeping my neighbor awake at night. And so she came over, she knocked on my door, and she, asked me to turn the light off, which kind of pissed me off. But I was like, why don't you just close your shades?
Right.
You know, if that little stream of light that comes through your blinds or whatever is keeping you awake. But but like that is ultimately like
Did you all right during this exchange?
Yeah.
Did you say, I use it as a security light? What if I went a little dimmer? Would that be? Did you look for a solution?
Honestly, I don't even remember because it was 20 years ago. I just remember the initial
Let me get a pool cue.
request. I just remember the initial request and like some like Mercy, you were asking like, oh, what do you do? And like so some people are like passive aggressive. So for me, what I personally would have done if light would have been keeping me awake, I would have looked to see how I could remedy this first, right?
Yeah.
And if none of the blackout shades or whatever were working, then I'd go over and listen. I've tried so many different things, but somehow the light just keeps creeping in through my window and it's keeping me awake. She didn't do that. She came over and asked me to turn my light off, and I was like, but I don't feel secure with I like to be able to, like, if I'm looking out my window,
to beat up the monsters.
Yeah. If you promise to beat up the monsters.
Well, sometimes it is something similar, something easy, like, oh, what if I turned the light a little bit down?
Right.
Something like that. Like we have some friends down the shore, and they had lights that were pointed directly into their house.
Yeah.
They literally like went over and made friends with all the people on that side of the block, just so that they could also invite them back to their house and be like, oh, did you know that your lights shine right into our window? And the people were like, oh my gosh, we didn't know. We can put little hoods on them.
Yeah, or
Sometimes
point
it's
them
that
away
easy.
a little bit.
Yeah, some people, it's weird though. If you come to them even pleasantly, they get defensive on that. Well, I didn't do anything. I don't know what do you know what I mean? And it's I think sometimes it's our nature. We don't like to be corrected. Some people can sometimes it's okay and you understand, and other times for reasons you can't explain, you might get upset over the fact that somebody's giving you a correction of some sorts. When it could be just as innocent as, hey, just in case you guys didn't know, this is going on. You know what I mean? So,
and I mangled your cat.
But I mean, it can be touchy, man. It can be very, very touchy. We have a ton of different calls. Some of them are a little heavy, like pulling guns on 10-year-olds and things like that. But I think we can agree on this one. Let me go to Steve. Hi, Steve. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Steve?
So, I have a neighbor who has this sports bar in his backyard. It's an incredible setup.
Yep.
And he watches every game outside when the weather's nice. So that's, a lot of the year. And he's super loud and he screams, for everything good that happens or anything. But the problem is his feed is like 30 seconds ahead of ours.
Oh, no.
So every single event in a game, we know what's going to happen first. If it's a touchdown, we know it, and if it's the end of the game and we're waiting for something great to happen, and we don't hear him scream. Everything is wrong.
Let me ask you, Steve. So, as we're looking for solutions here now, if you break down legally, if it's during the day and he's not violating a noise ordinance, he can do that. He can have
we're fine with it. I mean,
but I'm saying to you, it's a little bit agitating to you. Have you talked to him about it, or is it a hill not worth dying on?
We used to be friendly, and we're not friendly anymore. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, well, that sucks, because if you were still friendly with him, because the same thing happens in my own home, where I watch my sporting, like my TV in the back room is 30 seconds behind the TV in the front room. And so what I simply do is I pause the TV in the front room, and then I sync them up. And you could do that, but if you don't have that type of relationship, that kind of sucks. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. That's a good solution case.
Yeah.
Is whoever's ahead of time, just pause it at the beginning of the game and then let it roll as is, and we'll all be in sync together.
I'm not a fan of home invasion, but if you could go in and set all of his clocks.
Yeah. Change it. Yeah. All right. That's an interesting one, Steve. Thank you. Hope that ends up working out for you. All right. This is an interesting one, too. I'm going to go to Christian. Hi, Christian. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Casey, I have a sister.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I cannot believe it.
He's not ready.
Oh, yeah.
Sister Christian.
Yes. Well done, Christian. All right. What's the deal with your neighbor?
All right, so first off, I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to follow that lady who just called before. But okay.
Well, nobody's gonna.
Yeah. Just tell your story.
All right, well, yeah, so just to set the stage here, in 2023, my wife and I bought a house out here behind Longwood Gardens, and we absolutely love these neighbors, by the way, now that we have a relationship. But when we first moved in, we were inside of our house in May of 2023, and we heard a very loud buzzing sound, and we were quite confused. We have about 2 acres. Our neighbors have about an acre, and we heard a very loud buzzing sound, and we were quite confused. So what we did, we walked outside, and you actually could not see our back tree line or the sky because there was probably a couple 100,000 bees in our backyard.
Whoa! So what was drawing the bees to your backyard, and where were they coming from?
So our neighbors, who we love now, are beekeepers, and they have over 1 million bees in their backyard, which we did not see during inspection.
All right.
And they were not maintaining them appropriately, and when you don't do that, they migrate.
Okay.
So they started migrating to our backyard because we have a big pond, and they love water.
They do.
We first move in, and we hear buzzing. We're like, what the hell is that noise? We walk outside, and, I mean, it blacked out the sky. It looked like the locusts from the the plague of the Bible.
Yeah.
That's how many bees there were.
So how did you rectify
and that
it?
went on for a few weeks. We talked to them. They were confused. They're like, well, we don't think that would normally happen. I'm like, okay, well, you can't really control your bees there, buddy, but all right. So what I had to call the Pennsylvania State Apiary Committee to come out and assess their property, and basically they had to hive off, pun intended, a few of the hives for the bees and basically take them to a farm to roam free.
Let them run around with other bees. So at this point, would you say it was a contentious relationship as you're conducting this and trying to take the actual official route to get this problem rectified?
Yeah, absolutely. We had her come over, and she's super sweet, by the way. Now we have a relationship. But prior to this, when she came over, like, look, your bees are in our backyard. She's like, well, no, they don't normally do this. This is out of the ordinary. I'm like, I don't care. I have 2 dogs, and I have a pregnant wife. I don't give an F if, if they're not supposed to do that. You can't do this. It's not, it's not fair to us as your neighbors. It took about a month or 2 to get it fully rectified.
Yeah.
But I will give them the benefit of the doubt. And to your guys' points, I approached them nicely at first, and then once the issue wasn't being resolved, we had to go to the state and say, hey, this is a risk for us because they're honeybees. They're not that dangerous, but you never know.
No, you never know. Sure. In swarming, you don't know what's going to go on. So, Christian, after it was all done, how did you pull it back over to being a really good relationship? You say you really like these people now.
So we set all the beehives on fire. No. We just simply just kind of talked it out, and we have 2 kids now, and we kind of explained that to them. We're like, look, we have kids, it's risky. Like, is there a solution we could come to where we meet in the middle, where maybe you only have half of your 1 million bees in your backyard?
Right, yeah.
And they did. They were super nice, Steve. They just said, yep, this works for us.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, because I think sometimes, Christian, a lot of if you're listening now and you're having issues with your neighbors, I don't think just completely say, oh, they're never going to get it. They're never going to understand. Certainly there's cases where people will not, but it's worth an effort to see if you can make it a livable situation.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Thank you, Christian. Appreciate it, bud. All right. We'll see ya. Yeah, and the sooner the better, because Steve is like you're saying in that that first call, it was like this happened, then that happened, then this happened, then that happened, and it's back and forth. And once you get there's a point of no return.
There is,
at some point.
With Terry, sadly, I think I don't know how you would rectify that. Also, say hi to your neighbors.
Yeah.
When you say, hey, how are you? And if you can help out initially and set a precedent of being pleasant right out of the gate and engage a little bit of conversation and not be, oh, we never say hi to each other, whatever. It makes it harder then if you do have something that's contentious to sort of. Something contentious is less likely to happen when you can attach a conversation and a pleasant exchange and an encounter that was nice. you're less likely to get pissed off at your neighbor, and vice versa.
But then again, there are also people that sometimes it's just like, oh my God,
It's
that
no
person's-
win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's such an unfortunate situation. I have, I feel for anybody who's found themselves.
That has to move.
Yeah, I was talking to this guy who, in our old house, he lived not too far away, same neighborhood, and their neighbors, like, let's say 4 people lived in the house. They had 8 cars, and they didn't park any of them in the driveway. And he's like, "Come on, man!"
I know,
like,
man. And they're
you're parking
legally
in front of,
legally they can do that.
I know,
but there's
I
there's
know.
a courtesy that you would like to have extended. Again, all my neighbors have always been, at least for the past 2 houses, Mount Airy and Manayunk, wonderful. They get it. It's fine.
What did they use their driveway for?
The bees.
That's where bees live, in the driveway. All right. Well, anyhow, so we got started this because this actor Alan Ritchson got into a physical fight, and there's video of it. But also, there's a show on HBO called Neighbors, which is pretty new, and it looks at these contentious. We got to live in the same area next to each other, and we have these beefs, and it's pretty interesting. And there have been several shows throughout the years that cover that type of thing.
Well, I think the tutorial is the movie Neighbors with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
Yes. Oh, my God. I forgot about that. All right, well, anyhow, thank you for your calls. We got to take a break. I apologize to those on hold that we did not get a chance to get to. We're going to come back in a second. We got the beef file on the way. A little later on, we have the CEO of Welcome America, Michael DelBene, will be joining us to let you know some of the activities that are coming up this summer. And yes, summer is on the way that we can look forward to. We'll come back in just a moment.
When I've had my lower intestine tickled with a mag light, it's so ticklish.
One of my favorites, though, was to find out that somebody just above the kneecap is ticklish there, because it's so easy to just reach over and squeeze real quick.
Yep.
And it's not a tickling thing; it's a squeeze thing.
Yeah.
And it does something to the nerves in there. And that one was my favorite to get people
with Claire. It's the sides. It's her hips.
Oh man,
ba-boom.
Yeah, I believe it. All right. So why is armpit licking becoming more popular?
Food's expensive.
The internet has a lot to answer for. As discussions pop up on online forums, it normalizes the kink and exposes more people to it. Once people find community, they find more value, and they're able to feel less shame about their fetishes because they have people who can relate and exchange clips and things
You find your groups.
Yeah.
And you don't feel so alone.
Yeah, totally. Listen, man, it was like when I found out about ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I felt liberated. It was like I came out of the closet or something like that, because I thought I was the only
one
person who had this weird thing when I would hear certain sounds and found that appealing, and it would put me in a trance-like state. And it was ages ago, well over a decade ago, that I found out other people had this. I'm like, oh my, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not a monster.
It's like I can't be the only one who gets intimate with roadkill.
So maybe the armpit licking for some people is a revelation.
Having spent time in a dominatrix chambers,
you did for the show,
live on this show. I understand the tickling thing, but the tickling that I got was juxtaposed to pain, right?
Yes.
So it was when they were whipping me, and that hurt really, really bad. And then they would take these like feathers or these long, but. So when that happens right after you get done being whipped, it feels so much better.
Right. Wasn't that place like right in the city?
It was an old city.
Old city, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of dungeons in the city. But yeah, so that's what they do, Case. They take these two extremes, and take you back and forth between them, because they can be so kind and wonderful until you're a bad boy.
I don't think I want the extreme. Do you remember a particular moment?
It's just so funny because we have video of it. It'll never see the light of day, but there is a point I'm laying on my stomach and I'm being whipped, and it hurts so bad, and I just go like. I'm like flopping like a dolphin, and I go, I'm done.
Did they give you a safe word?
I'm done.
You also had the lit can or the
can. That was fine. That was more of just like a show thing. But no, there were
the lit what? I don't know.
They lit. They put like cotton on my nipples.
Yes,
and then they lit it on fire, and then they cupped it with a with a cup, and
they
then
did the cupping, and it sucked your boobies, sucked your boobie up in there.
But the clothespins on the nutsack hurt a lot.
Oh my god!
And then when I asked to take it off, it actually hurt more.
Yeah,
that sensation of it coming off of.
let's step back just a second here. This is on the radio.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember everything that we've done over the years. They took clothespins.
Yeah, I didn't know that was
pinned your sack.
Just the skin part.
Yeah, I know that. Not the boys, but still, we did that.
You did that to me.
We did that. That was.
I just want to let you know.
Was that Month of Stunts?
What you guys did to me? Yeah. On Month of Stunts. That one. I listen.
That was before you, Marissa.
I felt like I was in a moment where I wasn't allowed to say no. You know what I mean?
On the show?
Well, in the show, in the moment, it was like one of those, like, oh, you're going to do what?
Well, let's remember, that was the same point in time when you were saying, I'd like to get shot in the ass with a 22.
Were you mildly game for it when they brought it up?
No, listen. My genitals were exposed. Like, I didn't want my genitals exposed. Like, that's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's a lot of champ down there. You know what I'm saying?
What was more vulnerable? The Brazilian wax?
That one, well, I mean, I bled, but when I got waxed, surprisingly, the back end didn't hurt. Like, at all.
Right.
Like,
the front end was horrible.
Actually, right above the pubic bone area was the most sensitive.
Okay.
All right. Allegations that people can only describe as disgusting and nauseating are coming out of the Baltimore County Fire Department. The situation has now sparked a police investigation, raising major public health concerns. Baltimore County Fire employee is being investigated for inappropriate behavior at work. And this comes after the employee allegedly made videos of himself spanking it in public areas at multiple firehouses in the county.
Is that part of a community outreach?
For all I know, it is. But
you can jack it in front of this one or that one.
Verify. So in a letter, Baltimore County Fire Chief Joseph Dixon says that the county health officer and experts told him even if the allegations are substantiated, the risk to employees is minimal to none. But even so, fire department employees are encouraged to get tested at the employee health center. They initiated hazmat cleaning of all career stations and fire department offices in the public safety building. And it includes door handles, push plates, light switches, bathrooms and fixtures, water fountains, kitchens, surfaces, sinks, appliances inside and out, bunk rooms, the beds and furniture, inside and out of lockers, floors, several vehicles will also undergo professional cleaning and sanitation.
Remember, a good firefighter always brings his own hose.
This guy was rubbing it out all over the place.
Yeah.
They're also working to replace all station ice machines in response to the allegations.
Replace.
This guy was filming himself. I'm thinking he took videos of him spanking it in these areas.
This is an incredibly thorough cleaning.
3 stations ice machines have already been replaced at the time of the publication.
You know, I haven't jacked it by the bell yet.
So Steve Redmer, the president of the Baltimore County Professional Firefighters, Local 1311, said that the actions were a serious breach of trust and it has no place in the department. Baltimore County Police say that an investigation is on.
Apparently, they had to hire a therapist for the Dalmatian.
All right, here's a follow-up for you. A Missouri judge who wore an Elvis Presley wig in his courtroom and played the singer's music from his phone during court proceedings has agreed to a deal that would cut his career on the bench short. Judge Matthew Thornhill in suburban St. Louis faces a 6-month unpaid suspension under the deal that he reached with the state board to avoid disciplinary hearing.
But I will be finishing my career dressed as Tom Jones.
After the suspension, he would serve 18 more months on the bench before resigning from the St. Charles County Circuit Court. The agreement is pending before the Missouri Supreme Court. Thornhill wrote in a letter that he intended to add levity to at times what he thought would be help relax litigants. But he said, I now recognize that this could affect the integrity and solemnity of the proceedings.
That's right, man.
He said, I can assure I'll do my very best in the future to serve the people of the state of Missouri with honor and dignity.
Send you to death.
While the Commission on Retirement Removal and Discipline also faulted Thornhill for talking about politics from the bench, it highlighted his affinity for the king of rock and roll first. The court file is sprinkled with photos of Thornhill on the bench or posing with staff in a plastic Elvis wig and sunglasses.
All right, here's a general question for you. Do you think judges should be allowed to cosplay?
Wow. During a hearing,
yeah.
I gotta say, I'm on the fence, Steve.
Okay,
There are times when it might be fun.
What if you go in and Link is sitting behind the bench?
I'd appreciate that.
There you go, right?
He's a very, his heart is true.
Heart is true.
Yeah.
So you'd have a fair hearing in that court.
So the bear stories keep coming. Earlier this month, a man in Altadena, California, found out that a 550-pound black bear had been living under his home for more than 2 weeks and wouldn't leave. Well, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife set up a large metal trap on the property. They sprayed it with cherry and caramel scents to lure the bear out. Good news is the trap worked. Bad news is they caught the wrong bear. A healthy 3 or 4-year-old male bear wandered into the trap instead of the squatter underneath the house. That bear...
They got Jimmy.
Yeah, that bear was released the next day to a nearby habitat. The bear under the home, nicknamed Yellow 2120 because of the tag on its ear, has been in the area for about 5 months. Wildlife officials say this is common behavior for bears that are looking for a warm place to den during the winter. But
under a house.
Yeah. He's hanging out.
Why not?
They got the wrong guy.
Chubby bear with a furry little tail.
Research from Finance Buzz reveals the Christmas songs that annoy Americans the most. They use data from Google Trends and survey of 1,250 U.S. adults to create the list. And surprisingly, before I reveal?
The one that annoys the most?
What do you think?
I'll tell you one that annoys the F out of me, and maybe that'll translate, and it's one that's annoyed me forever, is Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
That's a novelty song. That did not make the top 10 on this list.
So if we're talking an established Christmas song that people hate.
Yeah, annoying. So, yeah, I guess that would be hate.
I'm having a tough time.
And it's surprising, Press?
It's surprising. It's extremely surprising.
Is it, in fact, White Christmas?
No, it's not. That's number 8 on this list, though.
Is it Rudolph?
It is not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's not even in the top 10.
Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
That is number 9 on the list.
Is it Mariah Carey?
It is Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas, which is also one of the most loved Christmas songs. Yeah. So I think maybe by sheer overplay,
repetition,
that people find it to be enough. You know what I mean?
What happens? It's often used the bridge or the chorus or whatever it's referred to as. It's often used that snippet when they're tagging a Christmas.
All I want for Christmas is you. Yeah. So.
And it's also one of like the first ones you hear.
At the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's number 1. Then you have the Chipmunk song.
Oh,
I love that one.
Yeah, the classic one. Christmas, Don't Be Late.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Feliz Navidad from Jose Feliciano.
Which I love.
I don't find that annoying at all.
I find it, in fact, I just found a re-love of it this year.
That one could be an earworm. Like it gets stuck in your head.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
And we don't know any other words except Feliz Navidad.
Prospero.
I know the whole thing.
Do you?
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
So there you go.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hey. Then you have Holly Jolly Christmas at number 4. Burl Ives, the classic.
So that is what appears at the end of Rudolph.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Then we have, all right, so this is a specific, I guess it's covered by singers, a variety of singers. Baby, It's Cold Outside. I love that song. I know that it's
rapey.
It's rapey, supposedly. The guy's trying to talk her into one more drink. Come on,
it's
baby.
cold outside.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not Benadryl. That's just the eggnog.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine there needs to be a version of him singing that song?
It's cold. It's 71 outside.
Wow.
It's cold.
It is funny, though, because you're hearing, because when I was putting up the lights, I heard a couple of different versions of it. And she's like, just another cigarette more. So they're talking about like, hey, let's just catch a butt real quick.
Smoking and drinking.
Just another tab of acid.
Number 6 is Deck the Halls.
Love it.
Number 7 is Happy Christmas, War is Over.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh.
Yeah, that is Avery's favorite song.
It's a beautiful song, except for the Yoko singing.
Yeah.
That's it. When it gets to the chorus, I'm like, she doesn't do the over the top screaming, but it's still. Yeah, it's just not a good voice, but it's a beautiful song. I still love it.
The first notes of that song will make you tear up. That part.
WMMR.
All right, thanks, Marissa. Before we get into anything, I do have some butt plugs and shout outs, but Steve's got some TikTok presents.
Oh my God! It's kind of become my thing. I think we've gone through the little fart device.
We need, you know, what we need a little jingle.
We need to
for Steve's TikTok gifts.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Kyle maybe and see if he can whip up something for us.
So, and it can also be Instagram. Remember the eyes that don't blink? We got that.
By the way, I gave that to my nephew. He loved it.
So I told you about this, Preston. This thing that I think could actually lead to people getting shot. But it is it's a device on TikTok, and I think it's on Instagram as well. And I saw it, and basically it is a small unit that replicates in the video a very authentic sound of a pistol being fired.
Okay.
So you don't have a pistol, or someone's coming up to you, or someone, let's say they have a gun, and they're drawn, and you start using this, that you're going to scare them away.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
None of this sounds
It
good
didn't
yet.
sound like a good idea. So,
So we bought one.
It's called. We bought 4. When cool, a Zen gun, because
Zen
I think
gun.
if you associate anything with Zen,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
having a
gun.
gun.
Firearm, yeah.
So I'm going to hand these out to you guys.
Okay.
They all have a charge on them. So Marissa, here's yours.
Okay.
I have to watch out if we're going to fire this off in here because of my hearing issue.
I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure. So Casey, here's yours.
Oh, gosh.
I have tinnitus and it can cause damage.
Immediately, Steve, I'm seeing, like, I'm putting this in my hand. It looks like a firearm.
Yeah, a little thing. So I'm gonna show you what it does first. So okay, get ready.
All right.
All right.
Oh, shut up.
So this is gonna scare
Are
away.
you
This
serious?
is gonna scare away. Now you can raise the volume.
Dude, that's so lame. It's got the reverb
Could you
and
imagine
everything.
the Bloods and the Crips? Yeah.
This, you know what? This is fun for in here, though.
Okay. Take your headphones off and listen
Did you
to
just
it,
shoot
though.
me?
All right. It's a little louder.
No,
Yeah, but that doesn't
because it
matter.
has that built-in reverb.
I mean, a real gun, if it's nearby you, is extremely loud.
Oh, wait, guys, ready?
Yeah.
It flips out. Oh, I just had
No,
it.
well, what it's doing is it's the bolt, basically.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
yeah, the bolt comes back.
You
Yeah.
can flip it up.
Like this.
Could you imagine? You're being followed by someone with a real gun, and you turn around, and you get back. I'm opening fire. This is one step up from going bang, bang, bang.
What's the line from Usual Suspects? Give me the keys to the car. You get it. See the mother.
Now you can raise and lower the volume by spinning this thing on the bottom. That's what I get. I think.
God.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Suck a mother.
Get back. Oh, my God.
I mean, all right, for like little kids, like playing cops and robbers,
Yeah.
this would be fun.
So this is 14 and above, and so instead of on the box saying might get you shot, it says swallowing hazard because it has a USB-C cable.
Oh, my God.
Ooh.
Dude.
Thank
Not
you,
a
Steve.
weapon. It's a listen to this. Here, wait, here's the ad slogan. Not a weapon, a remedy. Zen gun.
Don't worry, guys. I got my Zen gun.
All right, Steve, watch my 6. Going in. All right. Dude, this is so funny. Well, you know what, though? I'm glad you got these.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of all the things you've got us, surprisingly, this is my favorite.
And in the ad, does it show?
Yeah, a person in a parking garage is deterring a potential carjacking by turning around. Now, in the ad, it sounds like a discharging firearm.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like...
Wait, is it the same sound every time? Hang on.
All right, one at a time. Marissa, go. Steve, Steve's is higher pitched.
Yep.
Yours is deeper. Mine too. Your sounds, or maybe get a little bit. There you go. That's it.
I adjusted it.
So they sound about the same.
So see this rolling dial at the
Yeah.
if you adjust that, it'll change the sound of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now it sounds authentic.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Oh, yes. All right. All right. Swimmers, take your mark.
All right. This has been the shootout of the OK Corral on the Preston Steve show this morning. All right, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Enjoy.
It's another gift from social media from Steve Morrison. Real quick, before we get to the B file, which we need to shortly, I want to mention this butt plug. I got this email. I did this one yesterday. Hold on. No, we're going to do a shout out. Here we go. This is from Hannah, who says, "Hi, Presbo. I'd like to request a shout out from my boyfriend, Chase. Chase is the most selfless, kind, hardworking, caring person I've ever known. He owns his own residential painting business, which takes a hell of a lot of hard work, both brain and physical body. So I'm hoping this finds him while he's probably listening to you at work and needs a pick-me-up. In addition to working hard, he's my rock, and I truly don't know what I'd do without him. He's a diehard Preston Steve fan, never missed an episode since 2014. We've been dating for 6 years, and every year around his birthday, I kick myself for not sending a shout out, and he's also a native of your hometown in Harleysville. We now live in Souderton together." So this is from Hannah, and she wants to send a shout out to Chase. So there you go.
Let's do a
Happy birthday, Chase.
Hey, I just discovered something else on this little thing.
What?
A little knob at the bottom turns. So I know you like fidgety things, Maurice, but there's like a little.
Well, that's what adjusts
That's what
your
Steve
sound.
was just
Oh,
doing.
is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
That's what adjusts the sound?
Yeah. Anyway, that's what we were playing around with.
Sorry, I was too busy playing with mine.
All right, here's another shout out from Paul Huffman, and he says, March 22nd, hoping to get a shout out. I'm a couple days late. For the love of my life, my beautiful Irish lass, my wife of 35 years,
Wow.
Kathy Huffman. She'll be 39 again, and she is smoking hot to me. We've been together for 39 years, and I am tremendously grateful and blessed that she has put up with my ass for all these years. She's a real trooper, I assure you. Huge fan of the show. I miss Pierre terribly, and I think that Maddie C. is doing a terrific job with the transition and putting his own twist on Midday. So
That's great. He is.
So from Paul Huffman, this is to his beautiful Irish lass, and a happy birthday to Kathy Huffman. There you go.
Sounds like a real fly honey.
Yeah. All right, and then we will do one more. Let me see here. Yeah, this is from. I got this from. Is this Trish? And says, "Hey, as we approach the first anniversary of my daughter Ellen's passing, she wanted to get this out there. They do work on a nonprofit, and they're doing this in Chester County and beyond. The Ellen Salome Memorial Fund nonprofit was established to give joy, inspire dreams, and honor legacies. Ellen was, and this is a great idea what they're doing, by the way, and I'll explain in a moment. Ellen was 9 when she received her heart transplant. She was a 15-year-old high school freshman at Henderson when cardiac arrest ended her journey on April 14th. The nonprofit was born out of my love for Ellen and need to give joy to others. She lived her best life. She was an all-American cheerleader, member of the Henderson girls golf team, passionate about theater and everything else from A to Z. She received her heart. After she received her heart, the challenge was up to her, and she exceeded. She was my best friend. We did it all together. So on June 6th, at West Goshen Park in Westchester, she said, we are planning our inaugural Ellen's Field Day. You know how much we love Field Day.
Field days are great.
Love it.
And she said, intention is focused on inspiring dreams and honoring legacies. We're not asking any of the volunteers or team members to pay a required amount of money. It was my wish to invite others without financial concern for them, and we're doing it. This is a donation-only event to participate. And it's 4 to 6 players, all over the age of 11. Adults are encouraged to play. No fees required for teams. Every person who wants to play should be able to without financial concerns. They're going to do lunch, shirt and swag bag and all this stuff. They're looking for volunteers. Anybody over 15 can sign up. Mostly volunteers to referee and set up and clean up. And they are seeking donations for raffles and auction items for Field Day. They're not able to fundraise at the park, by the way. But the event is coming up. Marissa, I sent this to you, I believe. I hope so. But it's going to be June 6th at West Goshen Park in Westchester. Does that look familiar to you, Marissa?
Yes, I will have it up on the website ASAP.
So this is a bunch of different sports going on?
I believe
for field
so.
day.
Yeah,
It's
field day.
routinely that, right?
So, doing all the different
ball and
running
races and all,
and things like that. So I wanted to pass that along. I think it's a sweet idea, obviously, to honor their daughter. And she says, "Thank you for loving us," or someone else in Ellen's memory this April 14th. So I don't know why April 14th, but the event is on. Marissa's going to get the information up on PrestonSteve.com. I'm going to hand this over to you, but I wanted to pass that along. So it'll be up there in a little while. If that sounds interesting to you, please click on it and check it out.
If you ever send us an email, very easy to read and like copy and paste on the website. Makes it so great that we can get it up there quickly for you guys.
Excellent.
We love to. Oh, I lost my voice there.
All right, let's do the Bizarre File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Right now, you can get 50% off installation or 0% APR for 48 months. Call 877-98-PELLA, and you can schedule your free in-home consultation or visit PellaPhilly.com. Okay, this story we had to lead with. A professional cornhole player with no arms and legs has been accused of murder in La Plata. Dayton James Weber is accused of shooting and killing Braddock Michael Wells during an argument.
No arms and legs, plays cornhole, and assassinated someone with a gun.
Yeah. Police say Weber was in his Tesla SUV when he shot Wells in the passenger seat. He then pulled over and asked two backseat passengers to help pull Wells out of the car. They refused, and they got out of the car before calling the police. Weber then fled the scene with Wells still in the car. Wells's body was then found in a yard. Wells was pronounced dead at the scene. Weber was located by police at a hospital in Charlottesville, Virginia. He was arrested and charged as a fugitive from justice. He'll be extradited to Charles County and charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and other charges.
Do you have any cornhole champs come in here without arms and legs today?
I mean, I've actually watched this guy play cornhole. It was pretty amazing. And I've actually seen footage of him shooting a gun as well.
How's his murder game?
I actually knew a guy who had no hands. And he could do a lot more than we thought he could, believe it or not. But
well, obviously this guy
could drive. He was a cornhole champion, like a professional cornhole. And he's driving and pulls out a gun and murders this guy.
Yeah.
No arms and no legs.
With all that you had to deal with, and you excel at that, and you throw it all away by doing that.
Yeah. So he was arrested, and
Look,
police
he's doing Irish step dancing.
Have not explained how Weber, a quadruple amputee, was able to drive a car and fire a weapon. It's an early in the investigation, according to Diane Richardson with the sheriff's office, but there's no evidence to suggest anyone else was involved in the shooting, and he acted alone. Weber underwent quadruple amputation as a baby after a blood infection, according to reports. He's a professional cornhole player in the American Cornhole League, and apparently there was that's it. That's all I have. This is the next story. I stapled it to this.
I'll tell you what, so much to commend him for, and throws it away with this.
Yeah. That's crazy. Wow. All right, there was a terrifying moment when a moving car was swallowed by a landslide in a Turkish coastal town. Footage shows soil and rocks suddenly cascading from a cliff onto the road.
This is terrifying.
The mound of debris can be seen engulfing the moving vehicle in just a few seconds. Driver, a 44-year-old man known only as Okan, had no opportunity to swerve the car and escape the threat. He's seen losing control of the wheel. His car is buried entirely by the massive earth breaking off from the hillside. When emergency services arrived at the scene, they had to unearth the car to rescue him. He miraculously sustained minor injuries and was taken to the hospital for treatment. His condition was non-life-threatening, and the incident had happened following a heavy rainfall in the region. The road was closed to traffic in both directions as teams cleaned up the debris. We're watching the video footage here in the studio right now.
What I'm amazed with is that he's driving on a cliffside.
Yeah.
The car wasn't pushed over that.
Turkish authorities warn drivers to be cautious of further landslides and urge them to avoid the route. And it comes as much of Europe has been devastated by persistent heavy rainfall that has caused severe landslides.
Could you ever listen to the song Landslide after going through this?
Be pretty tough. Fentanyl was found inside Barbie doll packages being sold at a discount store in Missouri, police said on Saturday.
Oh, that's the new I'm freaking out, man, Barbie.
The Independence Police Department said in a social media post that they were contacted by security at Cargo Largo, a local discount store,
I need a Barbie, man.
after finding a suspicious powdery substance in the packaging of a Barbie doll. Tests determined that the substance was fentanyl. Officers determined that 5 contaminated Barbie packages had been sold. Hours later, all 5 packages had been recovered.
Sir, why are you snorting that Barbie's ass?
Police said that there is no reason to believe compromised units were sent to other retailers. No injuries have been reported, but the investigation is ongoing.
What's more expensive, fentanyl or Barbie dolls?
That depends on, it depends.
Collectibles.
All right, how about this? A Texas man allegedly threw a bucket of human bones over the fence at the FBI field office in Dallas in order to, quote, summon federal agents after stealing remains from a mausoleum and then posting it on YouTube. This sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
Michael Chadwick Fry is facing 2 counts of abuse of a corpse and 1 count of tampering with evidence with intent to impair a human corpse. The investigation began when Fry's mother called police on Monday when he went to her house and requested money for a U-Haul because he said he, quote, had a body that needed to be moved. Fry became irate, and he left before the cops arrived because mom called after hearing that he wanted to move a body.
Sure.
Shortly thereafter, investigators received credible information from FBI special agents indicating that Fry had thrown a bucket containing human bones over the fence of the FBI Dallas field office.
Ma, where's my bone bucket?
Fry allegedly made it rather easy for police to discover his actions. He shot a video and posted it on YouTube on a channel dubbed Fry and Berto News.
Hey, guys.
Where we reveal mass killers.
Hey, squad.
So the 4.5-minute video is titled, "We Send Elizabeth Over the FBI Fence to Summon Them by Force." He spoke with a person behind a window outside the FBI office to seek a status check on an investigation about, quote, what happened to me and my dead family and friends.
Hey, if you like my bone bucket video, smash like and subscribe.
The person behind the window gave him a website and phone number where he could submit digital evidence and tips. Fry seemed dissatisfied after this, and he walked away. He said in the video, "So there you have it, and stay tuned because we're about to throw some human remains over the fence and force the investigation because I still can't seem to get anyone to do their job." Wearing a T-shirt with a news article emblazoned on in the front that was titled, "Driver Shot by Denton County Deputy During Traffic Stop Dies," Fry opened the trunk of his car where he pulled out a bucket that had contained the alleged remains. He walked over to the fence and he hurled it over before returning to his car. And then he promised as he drove away, "There are more videos coming. We're going to take bones all over the place. I got more." And Steve, he then asked people to like the video and subscribe to his channel.
It's too much.
According to cops, Fry also took videos showing human remains and an urn of ashes at his mother's home. Detectives determined that Fry allegedly stole the urn from a cemetery in Oklahoma City. Additionally, FBI agents located evidence at a cemetery in Denton, Texas, indicating that a coffin containing human remains had been removed from a mausoleum. Fry referred to the remains in the bucket as Elizabeth Virginia Lyon. Authorities are completing DNA testing to identify the bones. Investigators also reportedly found that Fry searched for 3 cemeteries in Texas and Oklahoma, the GPS in his mother's car. And he is no stranger to getting attention-grabbing antics. In 2018, he slammed his car into the KDFW studios and left behind a suspicious bright orange duffel bag that prompted the bomb squad to respond. He was reportedly upset about cops shooting his friend. The defendant is currently in the Denton County Jail on a $30,000 bond. Wow.
Imagine the mother having to deal with this. Are you off on one of your video shoots?
Wow. All right.
With your bone bucket?
That is what we have in the bizarre file for you this morning. There's more good stuff on the way.
It's a good one, man.
I'll get to it later on. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We will come back in a moment. It's National Cheesesteak Day. We're happy about that. Pat's is dropping off some goodies. We're also going to have the CEO of Welcome America stopping in this morning and give you some idea of what to expect this summer. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
That's her singing White Christmas.
I was wrong. It wasn't. Avery's favorite song is the Band-Aid song. Is that?
No, different song.
Yeah.
So the Band-Aid song is Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah.
Number 8 is White Christmas, the ultimate classic.
Dude, that's my jam right there, man.
Number 9, as we said earlier, is Wonderful Christmas Time from Paul McCartney.
Well, you have some whopper Christmas classics in this list. I think you're right. It can't be on the quality of the song. It's got to be on the repetition level.
I think so.
But I mean, that's what this time of year is all about.
You know what used to be, though? It used to be that malls were the big perpetrator of burnout on Christmas music, but the mall culture has pretty much gone away now.
Right. Yeah.
So that used to be the thing when you go shopping, retail, and you'd go from store to store, you would hear all over the place.
Yeah.
So I don't know where people are hearing it most now. I don't really go shopping that much anymore. So I don't know that I'm being beaten down by the Christmas songs.
I noticed it at restaurants. Last night we were at Nifty 50s. And I mean, my favorite Christmas songs are Wham! I love The Waitresses, Christmas Rapping.
That's a great song.
The Kinks, Pierre introduced me to that song, which is really fun. But the other songs, like the classic ones, I think of them like Nickelback songs.
Okay.
Like you start singing along to it and you catch yourself, and if you're in the mood, you're like, yeah, this is a jam.
Right.
But otherwise, you might get a little mad at yourself and you're like, damn it, why am I singing Christmas music?
Oh my God, I'm singing Nickelback right now. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Number 10 on this list is Do You Hear What I Hear?
Beautiful song.
Yeah,
and I don't get that because that is a beautiful song.
Those are all the standards right there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there'd be a lot more quirky songs that I was unaware of, but no. So I'm gonna say it's repetition.
A man drove at excessive speeds to evade police officer after he was caught using a sex toy in the back of his car. Mehboob Mohammed.
Well, there you go.
Was initially spotted by witnesses in Glasgow's Castlemilk. So this was in Scotland.
How you liking that fleshlight?
Mohammed was found half naked with his phone propped up as he committed a sex act on himself.
How's it feel, McBoob?
He was reported to police who later found him in a state of panic. Mohammed went on to drive at excessive speeds, going on the wrong way, and went through a red light as officers pursued him. He pled guilty to public indecency. The court heard that witnesses' attention was drawn to Mohammed's Honda. He was noted to be in the back seat carrying out a sex act with a toy. One witness approached the car to see that Mohammed had no pants, socks, or shoes with his phone propped up as he was watching something. Mohammed said, "I'm waiting on a friend." And the witness replied, "Get out your car, you beastie bitch. I'm taking your picture of your registration."
Get out your car, you beastie bitch?
Yeah. Mohammed.
So he's listening to the Stone song.
Mohammed shouted "no" and put his pants back on and got into the front seat before he drove off.
So he was in the back seat of a stopped car.
Yeah.
All right. So not good, but not horrific.
He was just being a beastie bitch.
He was being a beastie bitch in the back. The typical McBoob beastie bitch thing.
Police were contacted and traced Mohammed in his car, who was profusely sweating. He continued to refuse to comply and drove towards officers who had to take evasive action. A police traffic stop eventually was carried out, and they got him, and he was arrested. I'll start with a nice story. A little dog named Chaco has been reunited with his family in Sacramento nearly 5 years after he disappeared. Chaco was found tied to a fence in Detroit, Michigan, more than 2,000 miles away from his home.
Wow.
And nearly 5 years since he had gone missing.
Does it mention what kind of dog, Preston?
No. He was microchipped, and a rescue dog group flew him home after he was taken to a shelter.
I need to see a picture of this because when I was in Detroit just a month or so ago, I was driving down this highway and there was a dog on the side of the road, and I hope it was this dog. You know what I mean?
Chaco?
Yeah, because I was, and I was just going
down, Chaco, down,
Chaco.
I was
Sorry, it was a big snort.
Chaco!
He's gone crazy. Kill him.
He's got foam in his mouth. He's rabid. Shoot him.
right, we found a picture of him, Casey. Sam pulled him up on the monitor. Is this Chaco? Or is that's the dog? That's not your Chaco?
That's not my dog.
Okay.
Chaco is adorable.
He is. All right, Chaco's owners had nearly given up hope after they had thinking they'd never see him again. His owner said, "My heart is beating out of my chest. I'm extremely shocked." Oh my God, Chaco, it's so good to see you. I love you. Come here.
He turned bad. He turned bad.
No, they said I called the number, and he's like, yes, he is in Lincoln. They said, you're talking about Lincoln, California, right?
No,
they
the
said,
president.
They said, no, Lincoln, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
No one knows how Chaco got to Michigan, but his family is just happy and grateful that he is back.
He probably joined a religious cult.
That's cool. All right, a woman in the UK was hospitalized after an ad on her...
Chaco.
I keep thinking about Chaco. All right, this is a wild story, but there's an unfortunate angle to it. But anyhow, a woman in the UK was hospitalized after an ad on her Samsung smart fridge made her think that she was having a psychotic episode. According to a Reddit post from her sibling, a woman who has schizophrenia, she saw a message on her refrigerator, and it said, "We're sorry to upset you, Carol." And it was on a creepy yellow background. The woman's name is Carol, and she thought someone was trying to communicate through the appliance.
So she has schizophrenia. She knows about this. She sees this message, and she thinks she's having an episode.
Exactly. So she spent 2 days in the hospital while doctors adjusted her medication. Her sibling later saw the same ad on Facebook and realized it was a promotion for Pluribus.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Because Carol, yes.
Yeah.
And wow, when they told her, did it help?
Well, they adjusted her medication and they got her straightened out. So, but yeah, we have a picture of here. So this is on. You're schizophrenic. Your name is Carol, and you see this on your refrigerator. You know, you're going to think, "Oh my God, I'm lapsing back." You know,
you're going to. So, not to go off on the show Pluribus, but it's really there's a point later on in the first episode where somebody high in the government is giving an address, and you think he's going to address everything that's going on in the world, and he says, "We want you to calm down, Carol."
Okay.
And so that's the tone. Yeah, I'd freak out if I saw this.
So Samsung began showing ads on its smart fridges earlier this year, though owners can turn off the feature in the settings. So in Washington state, health officials warned residents that heavy rain and floodwaters could sweep rats into the sewer system and up into their toilets.
Awesome.
The Seattle and King County Public Health Department issued a warning in a Facebook post on Thursday. They said the heavy rain and floodwaters may sweep rodents into the sewer systems. If a rat visits your toilet, take a deep breath and follow these tips. And it added along with infographics outlining what to do if a rat appears in your toilet.
Hi.
The infographics instruct residents to stay calm, close the toilet lid, and flush. If the rat is still there, you should pour dish soap into the toilet and flush the toilet again until the rat is gone. So you just keep flushing until the rat is gone.
The notion of a rat making it up through the pipe that way is amazing.
It is.
Yeah, because that is a small hole, and rats are pretty big.
Yeah, well, so I'm assuming that the dish soap is so that they will slide easier through the pipes. The warning comes after Washington State faced a deluge of historic flooding this month, which caused extensive damage of roads and other infrastructure.
I'll just take a dump outside before I forget that.
Now you got rats coming up through your toilet.
Rat head poking up through the crapper.
I saw this article that it was a study that was done. These are Finnish researchers that found that Americans drop more F-bombs than any of their UK counterparts.
Oh, yeah.
Which is actually surprising, I think.
I think, are they fancying the C word now more?
Oh, it doesn't indicate that. It doesn't say which is preferred. This is mainly the F-bomb.
All right, yeah.
The C word in London has a different connotation.
Yeah.
It's not derogatory, right?
I think it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm not going to. You're not going to see it pop up in Hallmark cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not.
I thought it was a little more cheeky.
It's It's just not as abrasive, I think, over there as it is here.
As evil as it feels here. Like there's no going back.
Right.
When you drop the C word.
One cut, you've made your opinion known.
Yes.
But you can say you F, and here it'll be yeah, okay, buddy.
Right.
But I mean, if it also depends on the way you launch it.
Right. But
it can be.
The C word here, I think, is a mic drop.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
It's tough to come back to. I think it's fun to throw that one out when it counts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it can cut right.
But sometimes when flowers don't say enough.
So, Marissa, what I think you're thinking of, in Australia, the C word is kind of ubiquitous for friend. Like a lot of them will use that when it's one of your mates, they'll use that one in particular. So,
and the interesting thing about Australia in this article, and I'm glad you brought that up, Ryan, is Australians apparently are the most creative in their use of the F word. Okay, this is according to this published study that was done.
Yeah, we need to know this for the holidays.
They don't say it more than us, which I found surprising. I thought Australians would say the F word more than Americans did, but they don't, but they are more creative in their use. This study was conducted by scientists at the University of Eastern Finland, set out to investigate the uses of notorious expletives on social media and across different countries. So to accomplish this, they examined 7.8 billion words that were posted on social media from the U.S. and the UK and Australia between 2006 and 2023. So it's a good long study. They focused on the F word because it...
3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Marissa. You guys ready to get wicked smat?
Yeah.
It's time to go to the Just Sayin Institute.
The Just Sayin Institute, home of the Preston Elliott School of Advanced Changer Pulling.
Giddy up.
Thank you for that.
You got it.
Pulling changers was a phrase we used to say to describe doing bong hits. Yeah, pull some changs, man. All right.
What is the derivation of that?
I don't know. Somebody made it up and it sounded good, and we went. I have no idea where changers came from. Hangus was another one we would say.
Oh wow, okay.
Ours
Dude,
is,
pull it. The bong was, we would call it the hangus. Get out the hangus. We'll get hungus among us.
Do you ever do blow tubes or rip tubes?
I know, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But we did not use the phrase rib tubes. By the way, in this episode of the Just Saying Institute, I'm going to try to remember to do this, and I forget sometimes, but we will play a science-based movie clip.
Because you're learning stuff here.
Yeah, and it will come with a giveaway. And so listen up, we're going to give away tickets to see Our Lady Peace, the 30th anniversary. Special guest, the Verve Pipe.
Wow.
At the Keswick Theater, coming up this weekend, by the way.
They've been around in a while.
On the 28th. So at some point during these stories, I will play a clip from a science-based film. You identify the movie, you win the prize. It's that simple. So it'll be coming up in a little bit. We're going to start with this one. Researchers in their new study have detected caffeine, cocaine, painkillers, and other drugs in the blood of sharks swimming near the coast of the Bahamas. Cocaine. Sharks on cocaine. The team, led by biologist Natasha Wozniak, found after analyzing blood samples from 85 sharks near Eleuthera Island, and out of these, nearly 1/3 have tested positive for caffeine and anti-inflammatory drugs like acetaminophen.
Where are they snorting it?
And diclofenac. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And in one case, cocaine. So according to the study author, they said this represents first report concerning contaminants of emerging concern, or CECs, and potentially associated physiological responses in sharks from the Bahamas, pointing to the urgent need to address marine pollution in ecosystems often perceived as pristine. The study published in the journal Environmental Pollution had confirmed this.
Well, stop and think about it.
This is fast forward.
Yeah, that's what
I was wondering what this was.
The shark is on coke.
A biologist, he traces the traces of the drug could reach marine environments through water currents, carrying sewage or other water. However, Wozniak had suggested that divers are the most likely source of sharks being exposed to these substances. Most of the sharks studied were found near an inactive fish farm that is frequently visited by divers. He said it's mostly because people are going in there, they're peeing in the water, and dumping their sewage in the water.
I wonder how much, though, if you stop and think about all the bales of drugs and bundled cocaine that get dumped in the water. I wonder if that has an influence as well.
Don't know.
I've been on a big shark, orca. Yeah, I'm down that YouTube hole now, and I was watching this article. But Jesus Christ!
I got you.
Back from vacation, I'm like, can I get together? Watching this one episode about apparently the Mediterranean produces the world's largest great white sharks.
Oh.
And they were asking, why is this the case? And they believe it's because of this robust tuna supply that they have there.
Okay.
But they're showing these 16, 17, 18-foot great white sharks. They're just, I mean, you would just die if you saw that in the water coming at you.
Oh, my God, yes.
You wouldn't have to bite or attack you, just die of a heart attack.
I saw great footage not that long ago of an orca killing a great white shark and eating its liver out.
It's the other way. Oh, yes.
Pretty
No,
wild.
you're right. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brain is not working.
It's pretty wild to see
It's happened
those
a couple
things
times.
operate.
Yeah.
So apparently the author said that the sharks will bite things to investigate and they end up exposed to substances. In addition to detecting pharmaceuticals and cocaine, researchers observed changes in the shark's metabolic marker. While it is still uncertain whether these changes are harmful, they could potentially influence the animal's behavior.
Did they notice any levels of Cialis in the sharks?
No, not at this point.
A shark with a boner has got to be a real problem.
He said the very limited information of how CECs interact with unique physiology and detoxification systems of sharks represents a major barrier to assessing ecological risks and pollution level impacts, hindering the development of effective conservation strategies for this already high at-risk group.
Not to go off on a tangent here, but I believe sharks have what you call claspers. Like it's their version of a penis. Could you do a quick check on that, Marissa? Claspers in sharks. It's a different looking sort of mechanism, as you would imagine. But yeah. That's wild that all of that stuff is making its way into the blood of sharks.
So shark claspers are paired scroll-shaped appendages on male sharks used for internal fertilization.
There you go.
Located on the pelvic fins, these cartilaginous organs act as a modified sex organ with one inserted into the female's cloaca to transfer sperm during mating.
Little poke in the cloaca?
They're often rigid, sometimes featuring hooks or spurs for anchoring.
There you go.
There you go. That's it.
That's unique looking
genitalia.
Yeah, I'd say.
All right, I got another thing to share with you from the Just Saying Institute, some reports and studies that have come through the institution. The passage of time may be linear, but the course of human aging is not. Rather than a gradual transition, your life staggers and lurches through the rapid growth of childhood and the plateau of early adulthood to an acceleration in aging as the decades progress. And a study identified a turning point at which that acceleration typically occurs. And that's about at the age 50.
So have you ever you've been around someone and maybe you don't see them for a couple months and you see them and they seem to be noticeably
older?
Not
over the course of a couple months, I don't think. Have you?
I have.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether I was missing a friend of mine. I'm like, you look a lot more, and I didn't say this to him, but it's like, he looks more wizened. Like,
Yeah.
Where you do see it, it's like, I remember the time when I looked at my dad and said, okay.
He's old.
He's an old man now.
Yeah.
Which is something I never thought of him as.
So after the age 50, the trajectory at which your tissues and organs age is steeper than the decades preceding, according to a study of proteins in human bodies across a wide range of adult ages. And your veins are among the fastest to decline. The team of scientists from the Chinese Academy of Sciences had done this study, and they said humans have a remarkably long lifespan compared to most other mammals.
Why do I feel like we get shortchanged?
But it comes with costs. One is a decline in organ function, leading to an increased risk of chronic disease as the years mount. We don't have a very good understanding of the patterns of aging in individual organs, so the team investigated how proteins in different tissues change over time. And they looked at all these different systems and how they age throughout your aging.
Right.
So they said
what goes down first?
The findings lay the groundwork for a system-level understanding of human aging through the lens of proteins, according to the researchers. They collected tissue samples from a total of 76 organ donors between the ages of 14 and 68 who had died of accidental traumatic brain injury. They also obtained blood samples. So the 516 samples from 13 different tissues covered 7 of the body's systems: cardiovascular, which is the heart and aorta; digestive, that's your liver, pancreas, and intestine; the immune system, which is the spleen and lymph node; the endocrine, or adrenal gland, and white adipose. Not familiar with that.
Adipose.
Respiratory, which are your lungs. Integumentary, which is your skin.
I never heard of an integumentary.
And musculoskeletal, which are your muscles. So the team constructed a catalog of the problems found in these systems, taking careful note on how the levels changed as the ages of the donors increased. They found that expressions of 48 disease-related proteins increased with age. These included cardiovascular conditions, tissue fibrosis, fatty liver disease, and liver-related tumors. The most stark changes occur between the age of 45 and 55.
Okay, so what falls apart? I am assuming cardiovascular is very...
So it's at this point that many tissues undergo substantial proteomic remodeling. I'm probably mispronouncing that, with the most marked changes occurring in the aorta, demonstrating a strong susceptibility to aging. The spleen also showed sustained change, as did the pancreas, which is responsible for producing enzymes and hormones to help break down and absorb nutrients in our food.
Could we benefit by having those removed?
No, you need that.
Oh, man.
Muscle strength, especially hand grip strength, impacts our ability to manage age-related diseases and injuries. And in 2024 research from Finland suggests genetic factors that affect muscle strength might play a role in healthy aging. So it goes on. The U.S. team showed another 2 peaks in aging at around 44 and again at around 60. In that study, the first peak showed changes in molecules related to the metabolism of lipids, caffeine, and alcohol, as well as cardiovascular disease and dysfunction in skin and muscle.
So if we're understanding that we're referring to it as peaking, where aging accelerates the most?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Or if you're at your physical peak during that time.
I don't think it means physical.
Because I doubt you're at your physical peak 50.
I don't know. The second peak was associated with carbohydrate and caffeine metabolism, cardiovascular disease, skin and muscle, immune regulation, and kidney function. So I think it's where these start to age quicker.
So how does, concerning longevity, how much of a role does the ingestion of circus peanuts play? Because I find I feel better when I eat those.
If you ate them when you were a kid, you're okay.
Okay.
So the findings suggested human aging is a complicated, stepwise process involving different systems. Working out how aging is going to affect specific parts of the body at specific times could help develop medical interventions to make the process easier. So it's an ongoing study that they're doing.
You're walking around, you talk about walking around the supermarket with your wife and you, because your bum knee, you feel like,
oh my God,
I'm that guy.
I know. It's really been bumming me out too. I mean, I think I can get it fixed.
Yeah.
That's the good thing.
Right.
But now I'm a guy who's getting things replaced. You know, it's turning into that.
Son of a bitch.
Let's keep talking about old people. All right.
Why don't we? Do you want to do the movie clip first?
No, I was going to do one more, and I was going to do the movie clip.
Old people are funny. I know.
But no, there was something. Hang on, I have it. Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Bowel movements?
No, but it does involve smell.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, so can you remember, the article says, how your favorite grandma smelled?
Yeah, like piss.
Oh, yeah.
A piss.
Oh.
A scent. Well, my buddy Steve, my closest friend Steve, he always said that a Zippo lighter smelled like his grandmother.
Wow.
Or the smell of a Zippo lighter reminded him of his grandmother.
I told you guys years ago, I followed a woman around the supermarket for like 20 minutes because she smelled like my grandmother.
No kidding.
Yeah, I shopped behind her casually,
so
up and down the aisle.
Because it was a what's the word? A sentimental memory for you getting that smell, right?
You smell like my dead grandmother.
No, it was something.
I mean that as a compliment.
It was like the mixtures of perfume or whatever it was.
Well, this is...
You smell like an old prostitute.
A scent that's been described as a blend of stale oil and musty cardboard. It might remind you of opening up old books or unpacking a box of vintage clothing. And while there is much more subtle, it's much more subtle than the sweatier body odor. It's filled with memories, and it's the old person smell. So, as it turns out, that smell is an actual biological phenomenon caused by an epidermal change that happens to everyone as they age.
Do you recall a grandparent smell?
No, but I tell you what, when my dad moved here for a little while with us, and he moved into my bedroom and I moved out, I had to fumigate that place after we got out of there.
What was it? Just
old person smell. It was not gas. It wasn't pee. It wasn't poop. It wasn't anything like that. It had its own distinct, nasty smell. It wasn't body odor. I know what that smells like. It was old person smell. I went through there with Febreze like every day trying to kill it, man.
Do you know what smell does remind me of the grandmother that I saw topless, by the way? Butterscotch.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because she always had butterscotch candies in her home. And but that was not her physicality. Like she didn't ooze butterscotch.
So according
to go lick my grandma.
According to skin experts, every birthday after age 40 increases the likelihood of these changes in a way skin smells. Research has identified the culprit as something called 2-nonenal nonenal, an organic compound known as an aldehyde.
Well, would this not be? Well, maybe it's not, but. People talk about the baby smell. Now, I guess the baby smell is associated with talcum powder and cleanness, but is there
not only that, there is a natural
baby smell
scent.
Right.
Like my kids, the top of their head, I would just stick my nose down there and it smelled so wonderful.
Do you notice how people get pissed off on the bus when you do that?
Yeah. I think there's boy smell.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of like frat house meets like musky towels that sat in the washer for a little too long.
Oh, that might be.
I know some people that have had this smell.
There are gender scents. There are race scents as well, to some extent. People you've heard that some African Americans have said that that white people after coming into the rain can smell like wet dog.
Wet dog. It's a common
was the old
thing.
saying. Yeah.
And we did a whole segment on that, and we had a number of our African American listeners say, "Yep."
Yeah. I dated a black girl. She was great, but she had a wonderful. There was a.
What was it?
It's hard to explain, like buttercream or something. I don't know,
that's
man.
Nice.
It was a good one. I enjoyed.
Burnt rubber was a departure.
Oh my God! Yes.
By the way, her vagina smelled like NASCAR.
Cocoa butter.
Yeah.
Cocoa butter. That's what I was going to ask.
Not buttercream. That's what you put on a cake.
Well, I thought, but that's pretty cool, man.
But I think that and that's not like saying this group of people smells this way, this group of people smells that way. But I believe that there are a lot of things that lead into our physical makeup and can cause us to have these different scents. One of them is aging as well. So, according to skin experts, like I said, every birthday after the age of 40 increases the likelihood of the changes in the way the skin smells. And according to Dr. Delphine J. Lee, chief of dermatology at UCLA Medical Center, said the aging odor is caused by increased production of this aldehyde in older people, which is the source of a distinctive dusty granny smell. Not all aldehydes smell the same, by the way. And another example is cinnamon haldehyde.
So just a second. Aldehyde, is that in any way connected to formaldehyde?
Maybe it has to do with that.
Chemical
breakdown? So cinnamaldehyde, the organic compound that gives cinnamon its characteristic flavor and aroma.
I love cinnamon. If I knew an old person that smelled like cinnamon, that'd be the best.
So the compound 2-nonenal has its own unique scent, and it proliferates as people get older. They said as we age, several things happen simultaneously in our skin. Antioxidant defenses in the skin decline, the composition of our sebum changes, and our cumulative UV exposure and environmental stress increase oxidative damage to the skin.
I can't even recognize my sebum anymore.
As these things...
that produces the cinnamon sauce.
Are weakening in the skin, 2-nonenal has an opportunity to make its presence known. Research suggests measurable increase in it typically begins after age 40, with more noticeable accumulation in the 50s and beyond. It's a gradual process. It's not an instant switch. The intensity of the smell varies significantly from person to person, depending on genetics, skin type, lifestyle, and environmental exposure. And it's something that happens to most people.
Interesting. I wouldn't say that I've ever had a clear, wow, this older person smells different. You have.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. Studies consistently detect this, and here's how it's described. Grassy, greasy scent in older adults of both sexes. While levels vary between individuals, there is no evidence that only certain people produce it.
So on the menu, you can get grassy, greasy, or cinnamon.
Yeah. Well, no, cinnamon
toast grandma.
Yeah, whatever it is. I'm not going back in the article. It's too far back. So since so many factors, including genetics and lifestyle, contribute to the condition of your skin, you may get lucky and avoid the no-needle odor altogether. And even if that distinctive smell does show up, remember that it's all about the nose of the beholder. People can exaggerate that this smell is unpleasant or disgusting. But these processes happen gradually.
Grandma, I love your disgusting smell.
And by the way, since 2-nonenal is a fatty acid, it will not easily dissolve in soap and water the way sweat does. So it's not the same way. You can't just wash it off. It says it's hard to get rid of this molecule because it's very sticky.
Would a blowtorch work?
It loves to stick to your skin, and it loves to stick to fabrics.
Some of that real sticky, icky.
Ooh-wee.
You remove some of it when you bathe, but your body is constantly making it, so washing it isn't a cure. And listen, it was my dad's clothes that smelled really bad.
So it smelled, you would say it just smelled bad.
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, it was unpleasant. Now, it wasn't like, oh my God, but it was just kind of like,
get your rotting old ass out of here.
You make this face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which I know this is radio, but it's not the full.
It's a sour face.
It's not the.
It's weird.
It's just kind of like, oh.
I don't have a whole lot of recollection. Listen, when I was born, I only had 2 grandparents, and so I don't have any scent memories of them. But I did deliver newspapers, and there was this one lady when I would have to go collect at her house. Like her house was clean. You would go in there. It was always so dark in there.
You're a good-looking boy.
And it just smelled bad in there. And it wasn't a rancid
You think it
smell.
smells bad in here? Let me hike up my dress.
I don't want it, lady. It was almost like she was always cooking the same thing or something like that. I don't know if she was boiling cabbage or what was going on in there, but I couldn't stand going into that house.
Wow.
And it just...
You like haggis?
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't know what the smell was, but I will tell you, it wasn't anything like rotting or puke.
Talk with me for a while.
You need a massage?
You need a massage? Yeah. It must be a lot of work throwing them papers on the front lawn.
By the way, so it might be helpful to use antioxidant-based cleansers, products with ingredients that bind aldehydes like tannins.
No, you've lived a long life. It is your right to stink.
Yeah.
So persimmon soap, which contains tannins, has a plausible mechanism and a long history of use, though large randomized trials are lacking. So
I think one of the great...
Just a heads up.
It was probably a joy for this woman to stink up the house.
Yeah.
And dry, when you'd show up, Case... We're going to put him through his paces.
Wow.
I don't know. But the thing is, you become nose blind to stuff like that.
Yes.
You would not.
Yeah.
You as the emitter of this odor would be unaware of it.
Well, and this particularly happens so gradually.
Right.
You have no idea.
You're going stark raving mad and you can't smell yourself.
Wow. All right. So I probably should have done the clip before that last one. I apologize, Casey. Can our guests hang out for a few minutes?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So let's play the science clip.
All right.
And see if you can identify what movie this is from, and we will give away tickets to Our Lady Peace coming up this weekend on the 28th with special guest The Verve Pipe. Here's our science movie clip.
So I got to make a lot more water. Good thing is I know the recipe. You take hydrogen, you add oxygen, you burn. Now I have hundreds of liters of unused hydrazine at the NDB. If I run the hydrazine over an iridium catalyst, it'll separate into N2 and H2. And then if I just direct the hydrogen into a small area and burn it. Luckily, in the history of humanity, Nothing bad has ever happened from lighting hydrogen on fire. NASA hates fire.
All right, 610-660-9333. Let's see if you know the answer to that. All right, one more story from the Just Saying Institute before we get our winner. And Steve, this one has to do with cats.
Yes, I love them.
Feline agility, far superior to that of humans. You can be dropped. You can drop a cat heading on their back, and they'll still flip around. They'll land on their feet, and they'll absorb most of the impact, which explains why they often emerge from falls unscathed. During the feline aerial twisting maneuver, one part of the spine is more flexible than the other. While this was first investigated by French physiologist Etienne Jules Marais in 1894, a recent physics-based investigation has revealed far more than those early anatomical efforts did.
Once I took a closer look at the pussy. And why are you laughing?
A researcher from Yamagachi University in Japan found out that the thoracic spine of a cat, or upper half, has a much wider range of motion than the lumbar spine, or lower half.
So Netflix did a documentary, a wonderful series, both dogs and cats, fascinating stuff, and they go into this in depth on this ability for that part of the spine to contort and right the cat. And they have slow motion footage of how it works.
Wow.
It is wild.
In axial torsion, the thoracic spine had a larger range of motion, larger neutral zone, and lower stiffness than the lumbar spine, suggesting greater flexibility. Furthermore, maximum torque was lower in the thoracic spine than in the lumbar spine, suggesting that the thoracic spine is more fragile. So
if I'm hearing this correctly, the torque of the dork plus the heat of the meat is what now?
Is equal to the angle of the dangle?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Felis silvestris catus twisting as it falls is an example of axial torsion. This merges torque, the twisting force that makes rotation possible, with axial forces, which act parallel to the central axis of the animal. Because the research team is not about to traumatize any living cats, they dissected spines from cat cadavers and have been donated to them post-necropsy and tested the limitations of the thoracic and lumbar spine. Each region was held in place by a torsion testing device that allowed them to manually twist it, and before they showed any signs of dislocation.
This is why all my cats have signed their organ donation.
Very good. For scientific research, yeah.
Just to make sure that they can help other cats.
So,
go ahead.
Unsurprisingly, the thoracic spine was more flexible than the stiffer lumbar spine. The neutral zone was the segment twisted with minimal torque, and the thoracic spine was found to have such a neutral zone while none was seen in the lumbar spine.
Which means what now?
That means that the top twists better than the bottom.
There you go.
So they needed to twist that action with live cats, so their two furry test subjects were dropped from 3.3 feet onto a soft cushion. Even when they dropped with their backs facing downward, they turned and landed flawlessly. At least if the gray feline subject's way of sticking out his tongue upon landing doesn't count as a flaw.
Do you know what amazes me amongst this ability? The ability of a cat basically standing still to launch vertically is astonishing. And then also to have a cats, if they can see their point of destination. I mean, and there was, I think it was a wildcat jumping the span of a creek, like with absolute precision, and the way the tail is used to help them in mid-flight or mid-jump to keep their balance. There's so much going on.
So here's the breakdown of this. It's on the rotation of the
and they puke on the floor a lot.
The rotation of the thoracic spine, followed by the lumbar spine, may have something to do with the landing being guided by both vision and distribution of body mass. The anterior part of the cat, including head, neck, and forelimbs, carries 26.4% of its body mass. 49.3% is in the hind legs, the rear trunk, and tail. And because the thoracic spine and the rest of the anterior are lighter and more flexible, they rotate more easily than the stiffer and heavier posterior. This comes as a correction to earlier interpretations of how cats fall that was based on assumptions of symmetrical mass distribution.
You don't say.
So their top spins first, and then the bottom follows, and it's more flexible. And it's so flexible that they're able to just twist it that far.
So, but cats, though they are not inclined to do it, could be the greatest break dancers on the planet.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
They were so inclined. All right, let's see if somebody knows what movie that clip is from. I'm not gonna play it again because it's a long one and we got a break. So I'm gonna go to Craig and see if we can get an answer. Hey, Craig. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
Thank you, sir. All right. Do you know what movie that was from?
Is
Is it The Martian?
It is The Martian. Very well done. Another Andy Weir movie. He's got Project Hail Mary out. And we're going to give you tickets, dude. Hang on the line to see Our Lady Peace. 30th anniversary special guest with the Verve Pipe, Saturday, March 20th, Keswick Theater. Tickets are on sale now via KeswickTheater.com. One last cat note. One of my favorite videos, and there's actually a couple of them, is when it's in a room and there's probably, I don't know, a dozen cats in this room. And one of them, just one of them, knocks something over. It startles another one. And you have a cat explosion in the room. And the room is destroyed by the end of it.
I love it.
I could watch that all day long.
The video, I think, that won the $100,000 for America's Funniest Home Videos was that there's a couple in the kitchen preparing dinner, Preston, and it's exactly that. One cat knocks over the broom. They all go flying, plates crashing, everything, and they're just standing there like the one guy's holding the thing like, what was that?
I love
just
it.
the best.
All right, well, thank you for stopping by our institution this morning and expanding your mind a little bit. It's what we do. We'll get to it again another time down the road. We got things like cheesesteaks here this morning.
Wow.
It's National Cheesesteak Day. And we also have to find out what's happening with Welcome America. We'll get the actual CEO of Welcome America in our studio next to find out some of the events that you can look forward to coming up this summer. We'll be back in just a moment, so make sure you stay with us. The most frequently used obscenity and the most likely to ruffle feathers in polite company per the study. They found that U.S. citizens use the F word the most frequently, followed by Brits, and then lastly, Australians. Contrary to the perception that Aussies are particularly foul-mouthed.
Yeah, which would be a perception that I have. I think the F word has been sort of muted a bit over the years, so you can be very casual with it, and it just becomes sort of a cast out, a sentence enhancer, Preston.
Yes,
to quote SpongeBob. That's interesting. I would have thought completely the other way around, that the Aussies were much more aggressive.
So in their creative use, they were most creative with their spelling variants. They used 2,160 spelling variants of the word compared to 1,969 in the U.S. and 1,474 in the UK.
This I'm not following. What do they mean when they talk about a spelling variant? They're just spelling the F word differently?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one, here are some of the iterations. One is spelled F-U-R-K-E-R-S or F-U-K-K-E-N or F-U-K-K-E-N-G. FARC, which actually is a great website that I go to regularly, and the Irish-derived F-E-C-K.
Right.
Which I definitely know that.
Yep.
Our buddy Murph uses that regularly.
So let me ask you, not that I suggest we test it out now, could we get away with saying the Irish iteration of the F-bomb?
I don't think so.
Why not? Why not?
Well, go ahead.
No, I'm not going. But like, I'm just
I know
saying,
we
like,
can
why
say,
not?
we can Johnny dangerously do it. And
Fargan, yeah.
Fargan ice holes.
Fargan ice holes.
But like fac and fic, like, like fiction, like,
Yeah, it's so dumb that we have to do the dance around this.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, for example, my assumption is were you to say the Irish way, F-E-C-K, I assume it is, spelled in Ireland, you would get the same reaction, right? I mean, it would have to carry the same weight as, I'm trying to describe it without saying it accidentally. But yeah.
Do you ever remember dropping one in front of your parents and getting in trouble? You were different, Steve, because your dad didn't really care.
All the time,
Now, my dad said it too, but if I were to say it, different story.
I don't think my mother's ever said it in her life.
Yes, she has.
No, I don't think she has. But I have accidentally said it in front of her. My sister has accidentally said it in front of her. And when you do, it's like, and it's not like I'm going to get in trouble. It's more like, oh, I've disappointed you.
I don't.
Your first tooth.
Listen, I understand in certain company and saying in front of other people because it's considered a risque word, but I can't wrap my mind around why just saying a word.
I agree.
is so, oh my God, I've done a terrible thing. You know what I mean? Why your mom wouldn't say it by herself,
right?
And she would just feel shame or something like that for saying it. It's just a word for crying out loud.
I think of my buddy's mother-in-law who says it all the time, and she's my mom's age and she drops an F-bomb like nobody's business.
Listen, if you've had it beaten, sometimes literally beaten into you over the years that you don't say words like that, and you say it. But that's part of the deal. I mean, there's certain words that still. I mean, there are racial words that are nuclear bombs that you can't say.
Yeah,
and you can't. It'd be hard to make the case for. It's just a word,
Sure. Yeah. So, absolutely.
So, and I do think in the broad scheme of things, they are just words. But there's certain. In polite society, you can't get away with
There's
it.
intention and meaning and what you have behind that word and how you're using it that can cause offense for sure.
Absolutely.
I definitely understand that. All right, this is a lot of fun. GameStop, the store, says that it accepted more than 80,000 items during this weekend's Trade Anything Day event. So it's a Trade Anything Day. So they shared images with IGN of the weirdest items that they accepted, including a bobcat, a goose, and a physical Netflix disc for the Nintendo Wii. The chain's big trade event was the latest publicity stunt from the company, this time designed to highlight its trade-in program that provides customers with store credit or cash for a range of home entertainment items. Now, normally, the range would not extend beyond entertainment items, but GameStop this past Saturday advertised it would provide some sort of credit for almost anything that customers cared to bring into them.
It's a smart move.
In a statement to IGN, GameStop ranked its more memorable trades from stores across the country as including items such as a tiny Jesus, a speed limit sign, Air Jordans, and tapes of Friends on VHS. And over social media, customers celebrated shifting various unwanted items in exchange for credit, including McDonald's Grinchmas socks and what looked like a replica of the United States Declaration of Independence. Another customer seemingly joked and claimed that they tried to trade in a live pet dog, which they said had been refused. But perhaps most bizarre of all, with a taxidermied goose and bobcat, both of which appeared to have been seen better days. Last week, GameStop hit headlines with another trade-in story as it paid out more than $30,000 for a rare Pokemon card. According to the retailer, the transaction was evidence its trade-in program offered fair value, though it simultaneously admitted the card had actually been worth at least $3,000 more. They said any trolls who publicly claim that GameStop trade-in values are bad are hereby factually and demonstrably incorrect. So they have a trade-in policy.
GameStop was on the precipice of going completely under, and I guess they fought their way back.
Yep, they're doing all right. A lineman in Cochise County had a brave encounter with wildlife last month. Video captured the moments after the bear climbed to the top of the utility pole, putting itself and the utility equipment in danger.
Hey, buddy.
The lineman for the county in a singing bear
is about to be eaten. Love this song. Does it take you back as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You have any Seals and Croft?
Do we have any Seals and Croft? I don't know.
Probably. Summer breeze gets me going. I love to eat human flesh to summer breeze.
The lineman in a lifted bucket is seen using a pole to try to leash the bear in order to get it down to safety.
Yeah.
With the bear fighting his attempts to help.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Eating electric workers all the time.
Eventually, the lineman was able to get the restraint around the bear's neck, and the bear was pulling his way back down the pole. Officials say the bear made it down the pole safely, though it did instantly try to go to another pole nearby.
Once you've had one pole.
Before running off into the distance. Bears have made multiple appearances in the areas of central and southern Arizona recently, including a bear that was seen at a grocery store not that long ago. One Virginia liquor store had an unusual patron this weekend. It was an inebriated raccoon found passed out in the bathroom.
Wow.
According to the Hanover County Animal Protection Shelter, authorities found the masked bandit collapsed in the bathroom of the Ashland ABC store Saturday morning, where the burglar had ransacked shelves and drank multiple types of alcohol. He is face down, passed out in the bathroom. Even a raccoon knows that the bathroom floor is the place to go to when you're bombed out of your mind.
It's my effects that are doing that, by the way.
I was hearing a weird noise.
Yeah.
So in a social media post, they said that the very intoxicated raccoon, they took him back to a shelter to sober up before releasing him back into the wild.
It was the whistle pig that did him in, Preston.
That's good stuff. A Facebook post said, after a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury other than maybe a hangover and poor life choices, he was safely released back into the wild, hopefully having learned that breaking and entering is not the answer. The Hanover County Animal Protection and Shelter helps rescued animals if they are found in the wild, so they helped this guy out.
I mean, he looks like any human you've ever seen pass out on the floor.
And there are broken bottles all over the aisle of the liquor store. He was having a good time. Absolutely. Pierre Robert, super nice guy here, too.
Thank you.
How you
6
doing?
p.m. show. That's
6 p.m. show is a little bit on the earlier side. It's just very doable. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
When I went to see Barry Manilow the other night, it was done at 10 o'clock.
Nice.
For a certain group of people, that is very nice.
You know, Preston's buddy Will, he goes and checks out live music all the time, and he has discovered these earlier shows.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to go to a 9, 10 o'clock show. He can go see a show at 5 and be home by 8.
I that's insane to me.
Yeah, I don't know why concerts have to start at like 8 o'clock. Why?
No. What you said.
He doesn't like the early
I don't
show.
like the early show.
Yeah, Pierre's
Going to a
an
show at 5
all-nighter.
o'clock is mad. It's chaos. When it's light outside, I don't want to go to a show if it's light outside. I want it to be dark, and then I want to go in and be darker when I come out, like the dark, filthy soul that I am.
That's true. That's
Feed
true.
into my dark, filthy soul.
I've got bars to attend and services to perform.
We're assuming Simonizing.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Call me Simon.
Simon. All
My
right.
middle name, Pierre Simon Roberts.
Wow. Starting a new year, obviously, and today is and I've done this the past few years. It's a new me.
Is it a new you?
It's a new me.
What is the earmark of a new you right now?
Oh, losing 20 pounds.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Did you allow yourself the latitude to enjoy the holidays fully?
Very much
Okay.
so. Yeah,
Would that be represented with a large alcohol quotient, or was
quite
there
a bit.
cookies and baked goods
And ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah. But I took a couple days off.
All right.
But for the most part, I went full steam.
Yeah.
The entire time.
You
I
needed
said,
it.
screw it. I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Modeling days are over.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, I'm getting right back to it. And one of the things that we have to deal with specifically, and a lot of people listening do, is getting your sleep back on track.
Yeah.
Because you allow yourself maybe little latitude, staying up a little later, getting up a little later.
What time are you getting up during the days off?
8.
Okay.
8:30. Something like that.
So I do 6:30 or 7,
Mm-hmm.
but my natural internal clock, and I'd say statistically in any given year since we've been doing this show, I beat the alarm. I cancel the alarm before it goes off by about 5 minutes. So, and I try to keep it that way a little bit earlier, so it's not as in your face when you change over to our real deal schedule. And it seems to work. We'll see how that is on Wednesday when it tends to hit you fully.
My goal during the break was to not get out of bed until after 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
After 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do your dogs want you to get up before that?
Reggie had me up earlier yesterday, so I was up at about 8:45 yesterday.
So they sleep in as well.
Well, yeah. Reggie's just so funny because he literally will like blow in my face. He puts his nose up against my face and he goes like, and he like blows in my face. I'm like, it's not happening right now.
Can you push
buddy.
it down to your crotch?
Yeah, right. No, listen, there are other people in the house that
are taking care of things.
They're allowed to. They're allowed to let the dogs out.
But they don't. Oh, I hear you. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
All right, so I saw a couple of tips on how to get your sleep back on track after the holidays.
Yeah, this can be very valuable.
So this was I forgot, I don't know what the source is, but I saw these, and these are pretty good tips actually. So you need to refocus on your wind down routine. Most nights you need to prepare your body to snooze because exhaustion won't do it. So some swear by, and I had never heard of this term before, dark showering. Have you heard of
Dark
this?
showering.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it apparently helps the body relax.
With the lights off?
It's essentially taking a shower in the dark.
Huh.
Or with super low lighting. I'd never thought about that. Now we're morning shower people.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the opposite effect. I'm looking for wake up, get going, let's get moving.
Yeah, I don't need that to be a sleep aid.
But this is apparently if you were on your way to go to bed.
Could you move your bed into the shower?
Maybe you could do that.
Listen, I don't take. I think you just said it.
All right, thank you, Marissa. I would like to thank our friends at Pat's King of Steaks.
Yeah.
You know them. Of course you do. Today's National Cheesesteak Day, and Pat's was kind enough to drop off a bunch of cheesesteaks to us. Thank you so much. And in fact, they're getting together with content creator Du Jour Philly, and they're having a guest cheesesteak, which is available from 3 to 6 today. And a portion of the proceeds are going to benefit Phil Abundance.
Which is great.
We love that.
Completely condone that.
Mm-hmm. And you can come by and try their collaboration today, but also from noon to 1, if you stop by and you get a cheesesteak, they'll throw in complimentary fries with it.
The fries are great, too.
To celebrate National Cheesesteak Day.
But those cheesesteaks out there, they brought a whole bunch of them. They're the size of road bumps. I mean, they're just enormous.
Yep. So stop by Pat's today, and thank you guys for getting up early and making those steaks for us. I mean, getting up early. They're open 24/7. What the hell am I talking about?
Hours?
Yeah. They're all the time. But for making these and delivering them to us early this morning, we really appreciate it. But celebrate Cheesesteak Day, man.
Yeah.
Everybody
Something to be
should.
proud of.
I posted, while we were on vacation, you know me, I don't post much on social media at all. But I was at a club, country club, and I posted a sign. Yeah. Let me see if I
saw it.
Did you see it?
And I hate it. I loved your post, but I hated the sign.
On Instagram, yeah. It said, daily special, Philly steak and cheese. And my comment was just, no.
No.
I don't think so. And I did not try it.
Even though the steak is the, it's the show.
It is.
It doesn't get the it's cheese first.
Yeah. The name of the sandwich.
Unless
is,
you want to
for whatever reason, the name of the sandwich is a cheesesteak.
It's a sacrilege.
So you got to do it the right way. All right. Well, anyhow, since we're feeling all Philly vibed out, it would be a perfect opportunity to bring our next guest on because he is the CEO of Welcome America. And yes, we can start to look forward to summer.
It's unbelievable.
We'll be here before you know it. We'd like to welcome Michael DelBene to our program.
Is that the right pronunciation?
It is, yeah.
There we go.
How you doing, Michael?
I'm good, Preston. Good morning.
Excellent. Good morning to you. You were just commenting on the scent of a cheesesteak.
It is the scent of Philadelphia.
Yeah. and it brings back, it can incite memories, right? And things like that.
Absolutely,
Let's just more classify it as one of the pleasant scents.
That's true.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
So yeah, we're getting ready for it. Now this is a big one. Welcome America, 250th celebration of the nation.
Yeah, it's going to be the biggest one we've ever done.
Wow. So normally we're on to hear about, the fireworks and the bands and all that stuff that are playing, but we haven't got that full information yet, do we? Or do we?
We have the lineup for June 19th through July 3rd, which is the first sort of 15 days of the festival, and there's going to be big announcements about the July 4th headliners coming very soon.
But there's an exponential, as Preston was alluding to, increase in the amount of things that are taking place festivities-wise and just the size and scope of what's going on.
Absolutely, yeah. The 16-day festival is going to be bigger than ever before. We've got headliners across the festival. We've got 6 nights of fireworks, incredible acts like Idina Menzel, Queen Latifah, Eve, Olga Tanyon. I mean, it goes on and on and on. We've got such a huge lineup of artists coming.
That's awesome. We've never had Idina Menzel on the program.
We have not. Not yet.
I love to have her on the
Rent.
show.
Yeah.
And Frozen.
Yeah. So with this, obviously, the focus of the world is going to be on Philadelphia. Obviously, we were talking about the cradle of the nation here, but then obviously we have little soccer event taking place. All of that stuff. Is it a joyous thing? The extra pressure? Is it been a nightmare? Is it been a little bit of both as you plan this?
Well, it's never a nightmare, but there's certainly the eyes of the world are on Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right? As you mentioned, it is the 250th anniversary of our country, and this is where it happened, right? There's only one city in America where it actually happened, and we take that responsibility pretty seriously. We want to make sure we throw a celebration that people know is equal to what Philadelphia is. We've got the World Cup, we've got Major League Baseball All-Star Game, we've got the PGA Championship, we've got, 22 conventions coming to town. So, it's a massive year. But the pressure is what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Because nobody does big events better than the city of Philadelphia. And, Welcome America has been around for 35 years. So we've got a tried and true sort of method of how we're going to do what we do. And it's just going to make the city an incredible place to be this summer.
It's an essential thing that which you guys are, pull off, because it is, honestly, you put your best foot forward and you want to have everybody. That equates to tourism, and that equates to people coming here to live and home ownership and bringing business into the area. What is the guesstimate on the increase from, say, last year to this year, on any given year, of how much more tourism, how many more people are expected to be in Philadelphia during the duration of all this?
Yeah, across all of these different events, not only the tourism surge that you're going to see, but the economic impact that you're going to see. It's in the billions of dollars, right?
Imagine, yeah.
We say all the time that Wow Welcome America is a festival for Philadelphians and those fortunate enough to find themselves in Philadelphia at that time of year, right? And there are hundreds of thousands of people who will come to Philadelphia to be part of what Wow Welcome America is doing, to be part of the World Cup, just because they're here with their families or they're here for work. And we want to make sure that we have an activated city, so that no matter where you are or what you're doing, you step outside your hotel room or outside your front door, and there's so much to choose from. It's really an incredible time to be in the city.
Where are all these fireworks shows? I'm a geek for fireworks. My feed lights up with fireworks shows. These guys make fun of me all the time. And I think the 4th of July fireworks behind the Art Museum are the best. It is the best backdrop for fireworks.
Yeah.
Is that where they're all going to be, or are they all over the city?
They're all over the city. Obviously, the July 4th fireworks over the Art Museum are the grand finale on the night of July 4th, and that's the biggest fireworks show in the city of Philadelphia year after year after year. We've got a couple of shows out in West Parkside in the Centennial District. We've got a couple of shows over the waterfront, over the Delaware
Which
River.
is great, too. I love that.
Great way to watch, especially because we do it sort of just as the sun is setting, and so you've got that sort of dusk color over the water, which is great. And, it's a little treat for the folks in New Jersey, too. They can see it if they want to look over this way. But, 6 nights of fireworks across the festival.
All right, well, let's walk through some of the events through the date. So you said the events start in June. So June 19th, I see the Juneteenth block party is happening. And is that a whole day event?
It is, yeah. It's at the African American Museum in Philadelphia at 7th and Arch. DJ Jazzy Jeff is going to do a headline set that night at AMP, and it's a great way to kick off the festival. Juneteenth is a really important day for our festival. We were the first July 4th festival in America to sort of formally connect Juneteenth to July 4th. So it's a really important day and a great way to kick off the lineup.
What's the 5 Points Night Market?
So 5 Points Night Market is out at 5 Points in the Great Northeast. It's about 20 different food trucks, all representing sort of vibrant flavors from across the city of Philadelphia. It's a great way to come out and see entertainment, but also just taste of Philadelphia. Just, 20 different flavors from across our city. So it's a great way to come out and enjoy food.
All right, here's one that I've promoted before on the show in our City Beat segment, the Kidchella Music Festival. If people don't know what that's about, explain that if you would, Michael.
So Kidchella is exactly what it sounds like. It is a Coachella for kids, right? It's out at Smith Memorial Playground, and it's a day of performances and activities and free giveaways, all family friendly. It concludes with a kid-friendly, up-close and personal fireworks show. So kids can sort of stand right underneath the fireworks and watch them explode over their heads and over the mansion, which is really cool. So it's a really great way to come out and have a great time with your family.
It's important to be able to teach kids how to duck.
That's right. Yeah. And blow things up. We want to teach kids how to blow things
safely.
up, right?
Safely.
Of course.
So that's on June 26th. Then the next day is the Concilio's annual Hispanic Fiesta.
That's right. So the past couple of years, we've partnered with Concilio to deliver Hispanic Fiesta, which is a day-long celebration of Latin and Hispanic food, music, and culture, and art and dance. That's going to be in Love Park. It's an incredible event. You talk about flavors and smells and, real just expressions of culture. It's awesome. And that headline performance is going to be Olga Tañón. And Olga is just a legendary sort of Puerto Rican artist and performer who's been around for a long, long time and just has a massive following. We're so excited to have her as our headliner. Yeah.
Michael, what's going on? Because I go down for Christmas and check out the Christmas Village and that whole thing. Is there something similar that happens around the 4th of July too, or there's going to be for Wawa Welcome America?
So we don't do sort of the shopping and the commerce around City Hall. No, we don't do that as part of Welcome America. Our for across the 16 days, we're in multiple different locations. So we're sort of a traveling road show. So we go to different neighborhoods and different locations around the city.
Preston, the Center City District will have, setups and other festivals around in that area as well too, Dilworth Park.
Okay, I see on this list as well the Patriotic Concert and Waterfront Fireworks. We did but this is on June 27th.
Yeah, so that's the Saturday night before July 4th. The Waterfront has always put on a patriotic concert, and they're still working through who the performance is going to be. But Welcome America partners with them to deliver this huge fireworks show at the conclusion of it.
We had a brief run of Hoagie Fest for a while, or the Hall and Oates. And that's
that was at Festival Pier, right?
Pier,
that was the Hoagie Fest.
Was it Hoagie
concert?
Fest?
I think it was. But Wawa Hoagie Day will be happening.
The most delicious day of our festival. Wawa Hoagie Day is back. It's on July 1st this year on Independence Mall. Wawa, this is their opportunity to say thank you to those who serve our communities. There'll be a hoagie building contest between police and fire and the Army and the Navy. We'll give away over 30,000 hoagies, both on the mall, at police stations and firehouses across the city. We'll give hoagies to fill abundance. And it's just an incredible way to come together and to see the mall activated like that.
And right there with the Independence Hall right behind you. But I love the notion that you guys still stick to the hoagie building contest when really what it is a massive food fight.
It evolves into a food fight, right? Those they can't help themselves.
So that's on Wednesday, July 1st. Casey and I will be there, and we've been hosting it. Steve has stepped in before too, but we're there every year. It's right there at Independence Hall. It's crazy to see how many people. I mean, listen, you're offering up free food. Of course, there's going to be plenty of people, but I mean, it's mobbed, and you really don't have to wait like a whole long time to get it, because there's like how many workers are like the night before?
Yeah, they started about 2 o'clock in the morning building the hoagies. So the hoagies are made fresh. There's about 500 employees out there making those hoagies at the Constitution Center. The National Constitution Center is free that day, so you can go into the Constitution Center and enjoy it. But yeah, you never have to wait more than a couple of minutes. It's a real sort of organized machine out there.
We're obviously proud of the Wawa Association and proud of everything that goes with it, and we know that Wawa has been expanding out to other parts of the country. Are we the only ones with a Welcome America thing here, right? No one else is trying to... They're not going to take this from us, are they?
No, there's no other city in America that has a July 4th celebration anywhere near as large as Wawa Welcome America. Yeah. I mean, this is 16 continuous days of celebration, right? This is connecting 2 major national holidays. This is America's birthday. And Wawa has been such incredible supporters for the last 15 years as the title partner. And they just continue to invest in Philadelphia and invest in Wawa Welcome America. It really makes it special.
All right, what's the red, white, and blue to do? Because I see that's like all day long, various locations in the historic district.
Yeah, so around the historic district, all the historic district and Old City partners will come together to do red, white, and blue to do. It's where you could basically just walk around the historic district and find pop-up activations.
That's cool.
There's a block party that we will do. There's a children's parade where all of the floats are red sort of wagons that kids have decorated, and you can sort of walk around and the entire district is activated. And then that night, we conclude it with our U.S. Army Field Band, which is the official band of the United States Army, and they're going to do a performance on Independence Mall, and Queen Latifah is going to be our headliner. So what an incredible combination of a military band and Queen Latifah's incredible talent. It's going to be awesome.
A few more things I want to cover in this, but if people want to get the full rundown of all this, what's the website?
Yeah, July4thphilly.com, and all of our social media channels. We're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at July 4th Philly.
Okay, and then I saw this at the Pops are doing a show, the Philly Pops.
Yeah, so
what's that?
July 3rd is going to be an incredible day. It starts off with our Salute to Independence Parade, which is going to have 10,000 people walking in it and 250 unique elements. Miss America is going to be there. All of the representatives from the states that are competing in Miss America will be there, and then that will kick off the day. And then the Liberty Medal we're going to do in partnership with the National Constitution Center, and we announced last week that Pope Leo is the recipient of this year's Liberty Medal. So it's going to be an incredible global. He will not be here, but you can listen to his remarks.
He's doing a cheesesteak eating contest.
Oh my God! How big would that be?
He might though. If any of the popes He has the. He's been exposed to them.
He wears white though, so he's got to be careful not to drip cheese on himself.
Yeah, or even a little greasy little
that's
stain.
It. Yeah, so we'll do the Liberty Medal that day as well.
The stain looks like Jesus.
And then Pops on Independence, which has been around for longer than Welcome America's been around, over 40 years. Pops have been playing the night of July 3rd on the mall, and that's going to be a headline performance with Idina Menzel.
Yeah, you can
is
just bring a blanket and set up, and it's just this free concert right there on the mall.
Right there on the mall with this global icon. The Queen of Broadway will be out there with the iconic Philly Pops. I mean, what a great way to sort of end July 3rd and launch into July 4th.
Yeah, that's a Friday night, too.
That's pretty manageable.
Perfect, yeah.
If you can manage it, see if you can get John Travolta to come in and introduce her. That'd be wonderful.
Well, and there is a train station. I always like to remind people you can get right off at 6th Street, walk right upstairs, and you're right there.
True.
That's exactly right.
That's a good point. Anything else you want to mention, Michael, that we need to be aware of that you'd like to highlight?
I just want to highlight that, Wawa Welcome America is a festival where everyone is welcome, right? One of the things that makes us incredibly special is not only the size and the level of talent that we bring, but the fact that it's 100% free. There is never a ticket,
amazing.
Right? There's never a purchase required. You can come and you can see these global icons from Eve to Queen Latifah to Idina Menzel, and it's all free. And it's always 100% family friendly. So you can come down, you can have a great experience with your family. And that's really the message we want people to hear is that, yes, we are the biggest July 4th festival in the country, and that's great, and it's really important, and it's a great accolade. But the most important thing about us is that we're free.
I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and you've it seems like quadrupled, if not more, the amount of stuff you have going on, which is amazing over that course of time. And again, the best way to access this list is
go to our website, July4thphilly.com. There's lineup of every single day's events with all the details, but also like important questions like how do you get there, where can you park, what can I bring, what can I not bring,
right?
And then all of our social media as well.
Do you guys use volunteers to help out with this stuff, or is it just paid employees?
It's just paid employees.
Okay.
I mean, it's such a massive team of people that come together, both at Wawa Welcome America, but all of the vendors and the agencies that work with us. And then, of course, the city of Philadelphia.
Right.
I mean, Mayor Parker has sort of turned all of the city's resources to making sure that Welcome America is just this iconic celebration year after year. And so between our team and the city's team, we've got a lot of hands rowing in the same direction.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of construction, a lot of cleanup happening, and it's almost like we're getting ready. Like you're setting up for the party.
Absolutely.
Getting everything going.
We joke all the time that company's coming, so we better get the house ready. And Philadelphia is looking beautiful, and in spring and summer, it's the most beautiful time of year here. So we're ready.
So it's 56 events. Thank you, Casey. 56 events, 16 days, 55 venues, 30 vendors, and it all starts on Juneteenth, on June 19th, and goes through July 4th. So lot for you to take in this year.
Yeah, man.
Book your hotel rooms now, probably, if you want to get a place to stay while you're, taking advantage of these multiple-a-day events. And obviously, it's a milestone, this 250th year celebration, which is cool. So, great, Michael. Thank you for coming in and sharing the information. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we wish you luck. You guys have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we do. We'll see you this summer.
So hang in there. All right, let's hear from Michael DelBene, guys. CEO, Wawa Welcome America. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in a moment. We have bizarre file stories and more to get to when we return. So hang out.
Get up. Let's get going.
Exactly.
Aha.
But I have heard that things like warm water, a warm shower, or warm bath, maybe an hour or so before you go to bed, does help you to some extent.
So that I have done as well, but I will do warm baths like in the afternoon, and I haven't taken a bath in years.
Warm bath in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's kind of my shower routine. I'm like afternoon or evening showerer, and I like it dimly lit.
Do you not shower in the morning?
And sometimes.
Okay.
Like 2 or 3 times a week, but not every day in the morning. And I love it piping hot, like burn your skin off hot.
Right. So how about this dark showering? Could you imagine doing that with, you said you like it dimly lit, but how about like really dark?
I think I could do it really dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about dark shaving?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's smart.
I'm awake now. Ready to go.
I get the idea. It's sort of a spa type of vibe if you're just warm. But I don't want to pass out in the shower and end up with a concussion.
So other things you can do to help relax the body are journaling.
Journaling, no.
Or I'll
be in the study journaling.
Or you can pick up one of the books you got.
Bring
for
my
Christmas.
chamomile tea in there.
Yeah. And then it also.
Do you journal? Have you ever journaled at all?
I tried.
Have you ever kept a diary?
So I tried. Not that long ago.
Barbecue 2026, Saturday, May 9th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, featuring Godsmack, Alice Cooper, The Hooters, Everclear, plus Des Rocks, Cami Kehoe, Lilac, our local shots opener, The Circus Hearts, and the Preston and Steve side stage with live band karaoke with Sidearm. It's always an all-day party, so don't miss out. Early bird tickets start at just $35 to sit your ass in the grass. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. From 93.3 WMMR. Everything that rocks.
I felt that I wanted to write Rochelle a letter.
Yeah.
I don't remember why. This is a few years ago. But it was important to me. Oh, dude.
My dearest wife, when you caught me spanking it in the light of my laptop, I want to tell you I was thinking of you. Though I was looking at porn star Dorothy LeMay, I imagined
Oh,
you.
my God. Dorothy LeMay. It's taboo, right? Yeah. All right, anyway. No, I wanted to write her a letter, and my handwriting was way out of whack and needed to be brought back up to speed.
What is this gub?
And also, just stringing words together. I don't write that often. I am not a writer. It's part of the reason why I don't really post on Instagram that much is because I struggle with the written word and conveying what I want to convey via the written word. So I wanted to practice at it.
It's funny you should bring it up.
So I started journaling, and then it went away after a month or so.
Well, I'm sorry to jump in there, but I it's funny you should bring this up because I think you don't need to be a slave to. I completely understand what you're saying, but I see now more and more if it's just flowing naturally. My dad journaled fastidiously throughout his life, and that later was translated into and I played some of the audio on air. He recorded about 8 hours of his journal throughout the life to give to his sons, to my brothers and I, in the event of his passing, and it's the greatest gift. I think it's just an amazing thing. But he had a flair for that. I like to think that I'm pretty good with that as well. But I see more and more people just sort of just writing the words the way they come out, and don't be constrained by it. Your feelings will come through. Does that make any sense?
It does. Are you talking about it on social media?
Well, journal. Your private journal.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's not unless you have intent of publishing it, and then you'll get somebody to clean it up.
No, not at all.
But I mean.
But I will hand wring over social media because, people are so kind.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, and I'm pretty good with this, and I just wrote, I went to the store EYE, because I'm just so distracted. And you feel like, now I look like a complete moron.
Yeah, but those comments help your algorithm, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
No, I did see a suggestion of journaling and writing things with the staunch idea that you never need to go back and reread it. Just let it out. Kind of can be practiced.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you're saying, Steve.
Just let your feelings end up on the page and grammar be damned.
The act of doing it is supposedly cathartic.
It's like spanking it.
It's like that. Just the act alone.
Act as if, what does they say? Dance as if no one is looking.
Spank
it as if no one is looking.
All right, you can also start a gentle pre-bed exercise.
I do. I fart.
It says, you don't want any strenuous workouts to get the blood pumping right before bed, as that rush can make it harder to drift off. Lighter physical activity can be calming.
I do 200 burpees.
Yoga and Tai Chi are linked to better sleep as they help lower the heart rate and can erase racing minds.
Would you do to me, that's not something I would do. Would you do like a transcendental meditation thing or a meditation?
But I have done, and I got into a pretty good habit of it, and it's part of one of the things I'm going to start doing again is just 10 minutes before bed is just stretch.
Yeah.
It's just do a full body.
Right.
I'm not spending a lot of time stretching, but I make sure that I do pretty much all of the major muscle groups and just do a stretch before going to bed, and that's something I want to get back to doing. That does help me drift off. That was it. Wait, I can't get. My ankle is behind my head now. Way better. Oh. All right, and then they suggest that you gradually adjust your bedtime, because it says suddenly forcing yourself back to that bedtime may leave your body clock a little bit weirded out. So instead, they recommend heading to bed 20 minutes earlier every night to slowly get back to your usual bedtime if you have drifted like a few hours.
I see. Yeah, that's why I sort of keep it somewhat linear to my during the vacation for us is the night before, as opposed to how late you can stay up, as opposed to the day of the vacation or the day off.
Yeah, I'm not obviously with these hours, I'm not a late night person at all anymore. But New Year's Eve we did stay up till about 2, and that's like way crazy late for me. I get up at 3:45 to go to work. So then it kind of, after we did that, the last few days have tweaked me, and I've been staying up late every night till at least midnight. So last night I had to force myself to get my ass into bed.
I tried, like I say, okay, I'm gonna make sure that I'm asleep by. I usually am asleep by 11. Which is still not enough sleep, but it's the way my schedule goes. I ended up watching that Screamboat horror movie.
Screamboat Willie?
Screamboat. So, because I couldn't get to sleep. The worst thing to do, the hardest thing to do, force yourself to go to sleep. I'm going to go to sleep now. It just doesn't work.
It's tough to do. Yeah. But and like I told you at the beginning of the show this morning, I'm like, today, got up, no problem.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, probably no problem. Wednesday, forget it. It's always, there's like a 2-day thing, and then a crash is going to hit.
Consider that a taper's alert.
Yeah, totally.
You're going to want to record Wednesday's show.
Yeah, I guarantee you I will be out of it. So, but listen, a lot of people are having to deal with kind of getting back. If you were lucky enough to have some time off at the end of the year, some people don't get any time off.
When I think of the way my schedule was when I was doing stand-up, I was often getting home at the time I wake up now.
I bet.
Yeah. It's just insane to think that was my life years ago.
I know.
And now that's completely alien to me.
God, I remember when I was first approached at doing morning radio, I said, no way.
No.
I said, you are out of your mind. There's no way I want to get up that early in the morning.
It was not uncommon for me, Casey, you talk about the way you do things now, to put on a movie I really wanted to see at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And sit there and watch it till 2:30, 3 o'clock, because that was the way I was wired, you know?
Yep.
This is crazy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
All right, here's another thing to keep in mind as we move into the new year and after, everything that that you've gone through over the past year, kind of reassessing, not just getting some sleep or getting exercise and so on, but this is a good time to assess like decluttering things.
Oh.
We did replace the smoke detectors.
Yes, we did that
because they recommend either do that on a holiday or daylight savings time.
I just disconnected them because they're so annoying.
I know. Always chirping. Yeah.
But another thing is decluttering, and I have a couple of tips here in a second.
I had this gigantic pile of clean laundry in the corner of my room that just for some reason, honestly, like, because I hang up my T-shirts, right? And so I would just kind of like, just when and they were mainly, I would say 90% of it was T-shirts.
So you consider hanging up, throwing them in a pile?
No, well, instead of hanging them up, I would just kind of like put them on top of the pile.
See.
And so essentially for the last couple of months, I had just basically been living off of like 2
piles.
No, 2 laundry baskets. So like whenever that laundry basket would get full, then I would like clean them, and then so I was living off of the same clothes for a couple of months, and then finally I went and I spent a few hours just kind of organizing everything, and then, and
is there a greater feeling in the world,
dude?
I mean, listen,
just
I know
looking at it like,
and people may mock and they say, "Oh, it just sounds like like it's like what has your life become?" When you lift those things that are just hanging over you, like, God, I got to get that closet done. I know it sounds stupid, but unless, like, the pride of a well-organized garage, it means something.
That's next on my list.
Yeah.
Dude, a happiness is clean socks and underwear.
Clean socks and underwear.
When my underwear and sock drawers are full, I'm like...
And you don't get it. But let me tell you this. The members of Godsmack, their sock drawers are completely organized.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, so here's some things. This is... likely things in your home that you could toss out or donate without a second thought. And if you find these things in your home, it's pretty safe to say goodbye to them. So here are the recommended things. And I think this is a good idea. Number one, holiday decor that you didn't use this season. This is the perfect time to reassess. If you have everything out right now, and then you have a bunch of other things that didn't make it out,
consider whether
you may want to consider donating those or getting rid of that.
Honestly,
stuff.
and it's not passing the litmus test. And you can also evolve your decorations.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I thought the Coca-Cola polar bears were adorable, and there was Coca-Cola had a whole line of things, and it was just cute. They never come out, so we donated them, and yes, it's a great time to cycle that stuff out. If it's not sitting out now, it's probably because you don't like it or don't use it.
WMMR.
All right, thanks, Maris. We're celebrating National Cheesesteak Day today with our friends at Pat's King of Steaks. They brought by some goodies this morning.
Yeah, I decided to have a half a cheesesteak for breakfast this morning.
Very good.
And I'm so glad that I did.
And a lollipop for dessert, I see.
I needed...
doctor's recommendation.
Yeah, I just need a little bit of sugar.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you had a cheesesteak?
I didn't like them when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember years ago. The first time was when I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was in the area. I had my first real cheesesteak, and I was like,
so...
This is the best thing I ever had.
I think my memory of cheesesteak, actually, believe it or not, so I think it was Steakums. And before you go, I was living in South Carolina at the time, and there was a commercial on TV, and it was Jack Klugman.
Oh, wow.
Who is from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he said, he was talking to this kid. He's like, in Philadelphia, where I grew up, we made sandwiches like this all the time. And they were making, and I'm like, I need to try that. Yeah, thank you. Sam just pulled the commercial up, and I remember thinking that looks damn good.
Yeah,
and I made my mom go out and get Steakums, and that was probably like fourth grade, fourth grade.
Dude,
like
I
that.
lived on Steakums.
Yeah,
I lived on these making my own half-assed version, but having a legit. And I actually remember. It was Pat's cheesesteak that I had because my agent that I was traveling with at the time said, you got to try these.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I only liked Steakums because they didn't have any gristle and fat in it and stuff. And so when I got regular cheesesteaks at whatever shop was around the corner from my house, usually it was like Anna Steaks or Hoagie's, I couldn't stand them. But not only do I love them now, but I also used to never get them with onions. And now I love them with onions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Adds a little bit of sweetness to it.
Yeah, no doubt.
The faces of life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we would make them at home as a kid, we always had those thin pieces of meat. I think that was actually one of the first things I remember making myself. For some reason, that's what my mom let me cook.
Yeah. we will buy the shaved beef at the grocery store and make some at home from time to time. Parker loves cheesesteaks, so we'll buy that and let him cook those up, which is great. Marissa, I'm just curious, do you know who Jack Klugman is?
I was looking at him. I was trying to figure out what he's in.
She's
Give
the
me a
youngest.
movie. Give me a movie that he's in.
Not a movie, but I'll give you a TV show.
Okay.
Quincy.
No.
Yeah, that was a great.
The
show.
Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple.
Was he one of the Odd Couple guys?
He was Oscar.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the mean one, right?
Well, he's the sloppy one.
Yeah,
wait.
he was kind of a
So
bit of a slop.
technically, Jack Lemmon was the mean one, right?
No, Jack Lemmon was
Well-
Felix Unger.
So yeah, that was
In the movie.
Now you're getting the TV show and the movie. Mixed
Okay.
up.
Oh, sorry.
So it was Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon
Lemmon.
in the movie, but it was Tony Randall.
Tony Randall.
and he played the more metrosexual together. He's very clean, very regimented, and then Oscar was just kind of like whatever, man. He was a sports writer, and
It was the same dynamic in the
Cigar
movie.
smoker,
It was,
yeah.
They amped it a bit for the series, but I loved them both. And Oscar Madison. I actually saw Oscar Madison after he'd had throat surgery with
Jack Klugman, you mean?
Jack Klugman with Tony Randall do The Odd Couple on Broadway.
oh, that's awesome.
It was great. I mean, it was a little. It's training, obviously, but it was still amazing to see it.
One of the great moments of The Odd Couple was when they were on the Password.
Password is a classic.
TV game show, and I will every now and then go back and find that on YouTube just to watch it.
It's the best.
It's excellent. But anyhow, Jack Klugman was from Philly, And he introduced me to cheesesteaks.
So
I'm sorry. One of the great, maybe you remember this when he was afraid of flying and they're sitting in the plane, Preston, and Felix is looking out of the window and he's all panicking. He goes, "Look at that! Did you see what he just said?" What he goes, "I fear there's much trouble with the fuselage of Friedrich." And Oscar's looking at him like, "You're out of your mind."
I don't remember that one. Oh my gosh.
Pat's is doing a collab with Du Jour Philly, who's a Philly influencer. And look at these cheesesteaks they're creating. Korean barbecue cheesesteak and a walking taco cheesesteak.
Oh, interesting.
Boogie Woogie Flu.
Okay. All right. Well, anyhow, you can stop by, and they're doing that from, I think, 3 to 6 today.
3 to
at
6,
Pat's.
but 12 to 1. If you go and buy a cheesesteak, you get free cheese fries.
How about that?
The fries are damn good, too.
Good.
Load them up.
All right. We got B-File stories to share.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, so there's another weird murder story. I had one earlier this morning of the guy with the quadruple amputee and professional cornhole player.
Yeah, true story.
Who shot and killed somebody. This one's a weird one, too. An Arizona man who was recently diagnosed with terminal cancer, traveled thousands of miles to Alaska to try and kill his ex-wife, with cops saying that he lurked outside a hair salon that she owns and then opened fire on the woman when she attempted to go inside. The man then went home and murdered her father before he died a day later.
What did the father do?
So Matthew Becker, 61-year-old stand-up comedian and comedy club owner,
Bet he's a laugh riot.
was facing charges of first-degree murder in connection with the attacks on his ex-wife and former father-in-law, Romaine Clark, who was 87, during a shooting spree in Anchorage. He was found dead a day later in the woods. It's unclear how Becker died. His brother told local media that he was recently diagnosed with terminal cancer. So a criminal complaint outlines the events leading up to the attempted slaying of his ex-wife. The woman reportedly called police and reported that Becker had tried to shoot her. Officers responded, but he had left. The ex-wife told police she had arrived at the salon, parked a car in front of the business, and he was in a Nissan Altima parked directly next to her vehicle. She began walking toward the entrance of the building to unlock the door. As she passed the Altima, she observed the driver, and it was him. And she was unaware that he was in the state as he had moved to Arizona after their divorce. She got to the door of the salon. She attempted to unlock it, but believed it had been tampered with because her key wouldn't go into the lock. He exited the vehicle and began walking toward her. As he advanced toward her, she backed away. He pulled out a pistol and started shooting at her. She ran from him. She ran toward another area where other businesses were and hid until he left. And then she called police, and then she told authorities she was worried about her father who lived with her.
Did she get hit?
No, she didn't. But when cops went to check on him, the father was dead. He had been shot to death. Police believe Becker went directly to the woman's house after the encounter, shot Clark through a plate glass window of the rear residence, and then his brother said that he had been living in Arizona since the couple divorced in 2020, and they found him dead. So we don't know how he died at this point. I'm assuming he took his own life, but I don't know.
Or just died of laughter. He seems like a very funny guy.
Well, he owned a comedy club called Chucklehead, Steve. Police have not released the cause of death.
That is the most depressing comedy club in the world.
As of yet. All right, a former public school teacher accused of hosting prostitution parties at his upstate New York home is facing federal charges. Eric Simpson was charged with use of interstate facilities to promote, manage, establish, carry on, and facilitate a prostitution enterprise. Prosecutors allege that between 2021 and 25, Simpson, who was nicknamed Major Hands, by the way, regularly used his residence as a location where commercial sex workers met with customers and engaged in commercial sex transactions. Listen to the details here. He allegedly promoted the parties via email, detailed how many women would be there while also sharing the terms, including setting a cover charge, designating rooms, and telling customers where to park.
So if you get invited to a prostitution party, do you bring something like a dip or something?
Yeah.
The release states that the emails directed customers to negotiate donations for services directly with the dancers.
Oh, dancers.
Simpson taught in the Granada Central School District throughout much of that time, first as a substitute teacher, then as a middle school computer science teacher. He then went on to work with North Rose Walcott Central School District as a technology teacher. He resigned there in January of this year. He was arrested this month following a lengthy investigation, and the case was turned over to the Homeland Security, where it determined that a federal statute was alleged allegedly violation.
We'll be investigating these prostitution parties from here on in.
So the reason this piqued my interest was a friend of mine told me about a guy that he knew that used to do this very thing.
Really?
And apparently it was a party, and he would hire these dancers, and they would come over, and there would be rooms set up, and you had to pay to get in.
Wow.
This is how he covered his costs.
Yeah.
And you could go and have sex with these women.
Would there be soft drinks?
I never asked that question.
At least water.
But I was sitting there with my mouth half open.
It's like
going,
night shift.
Going like, really?
Yeah.
This really happened. It reminded me of Risky Business.
Risky Business too,
Kind of
yeah.
like that. So, but he was like, yeah, he used to do it. So, and he had like cleanup materials and things like that. Like,
disgusting.
What do you mean? Oh, that's hygienically, they're making sure everything's clean, Marissa.
But
So they had that
the
in mind.
reality of it's pretty gross.
Give me the splooge squeegee.
So, the National Park Service is warning visitors around Lake Powell in the Glen Canyon area to watch for quicksand, an alert that covers more than 1 million acres across Arizona and Utah. Rangers say the conditions come as water levels at Lake Powell continue to drop. The visitors in the area are advised to stay close to canyon walls and hike with a buddy. Matt Bloomfield, a professional hiking guide from Phoenix, said the first encountered quicksand last year with him during a trip to the Grand Staircase Escalante in Utah. He said, then we started to kind of squish around in it and noticed that there was a lot of quicksand around. It kind of shocked me at first because I was like up to my waist when I first fell in.
That's pretty terrifying.
Bloomfield said staying upright made him sink deeper. He said when he was able to escape, it was by flattening himself out and getting horizontal.
That is the rule, or what they suggest you do is flatten out, get horizontal.
Yeah, he said the first thing I do is try to flatten myself out, and then I was able to kind of lean forward and then get my arms out in front of me. So from here, I was able to kind of wiggle my legs and get them closer to the surface and then just kind of army crawl my way out.
They also recommend you put your hands in the air like you just don't care.
Yeah. But this is the first time I've heard of essentially a quicksand warning.
Yeah.
And it covers more than 1 million acres across Arizona and Utah. Isn't that wild?
Should we include those in the traffic? Quicksand
warnings, just in case.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, please do. All right, and that's where we'll wrap it up. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. We'll take a break. We'll come back in a second. We have things to give away, and it's in conjunction with a lesson question. So we'll see if you've been paying attention. Back in just a moment. Stay with us.
To use it.
Yep.
We have had this a little bit smaller than life-size Santa Claus that, there's a button and it sings and all that stuff.
We have the same thing.
Okay.
It's great.
Well, its head fell off years ago, right?
Claus.
And so
Claus.
Dude, so now I literally, in his one hand, I have him holding his own head, which I think is really, really funny. But
it's magical,
It is going in the trash tomorrow.
Yeah.
But for years, this thing, we would just kind of place the head on top of it, and anytime you bumped it or whatever, the head would fall off.
I love that.
Dude,
but it's time to go.
You could bring it in here. It would actually work as a decoration here to Kappa Claus.
Oh, man, that's just another step. It's just so much easier to put it out in the trash can.
All right, here's another thing you need to assess: your camera roll. All right, that is arduous. That's a lot. If you have thousands and thousands of pictures, it's a lot of work. I told you guys about this earlier this year, late this past year, and I saw an interesting tip about how you can spend the next year going through your camera roll. There is a way to set this up. You can do a quick search online and find out how to do it, especially if you have an iPhone, that every day it will send you, it will alert you to all of the pictures you took on that day in your camera roll's history.
Right.
So if you think about how many pictures you've taken on one day, chances are it might be fairly manageable over the last, 15 years or whatever that you've been using your iPhone app or your Photos app.
Yeah.
And so if you have a reminder every day, maybe you can quickly go through and go, oh, my God, that's a picture of food.
Yeah.
What do I need that for?
I need that.
And delete. Yeah, I need that. Save that.
What a muffin.
But it might be a quick way to just clean out and get rid of it's a year-long process, but you might completely clear things out and maybe save some more space on your phone or whatever it is.
The
I think
fear
it's a great idea.
of the shotgun method is that you're going to get rid of something you really wanted and kind of just bulk erase it.
Yeah.
So if you're taking it on a day-per-day basis, the likelihood of you doing that is a lot less.
And you'll come across something you're like, oh man, I love that. I forgot about that.
This is my favorite tea pick.
Similar to get rid of Facebook friends on their birthdays, it reminds you every day who people are. So if you go a whole year checking the birthdays, you can be like, unfriend you.
Right. Okay. All right, good idea, Preston. I don't need this picture of 3 pieces of pizza.
Right?
Like, what the freak is that doing in there?
Exactly.
All right.
All right. Any unused tech items, especially if it's outdated tech and things like that you just don't use anymore, it's a good time to assess that and get rid of that. Expired coupons, old gift cards, or just gift cards in general.
Yeah.
And get yourself a plan to start using those.
Listen,
and you probably got a fresh batch of them.
Yeah, if you haven't used them, if they haven't meant anything in a long time, that's for a reason. Get rid of them.
Yeah. Also, it says here, dead batteries. If you have like a container of dead batteries. I told you guys about this a while back. I had heard that hardware stores will collect dead batteries and dispose of them properly. So I had like a bag full of old, AA and AAA batteries. And I go to my local hardware store, and I come showing up, and I brought this bag. I'm like, hey, I heard you guys will, dispose of these for me. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, we'll just throw them out with the rest of the stuff we normally throw away. And I'm like, you don't recycle or anything? They're like, no, we'll get rid of them for you. I was like, okay.
I could have done that.
I thought I was doing the right thing.
Hey, if you have a second, look at this picture of 3 pieces of pizza.
Rodney will take your dead batteries.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Number 6 on and I have these 10 things on this list. Number 6 is expired condiments in your fridge.
Ew.
If you have no, not condoms. I know that's what you're thinking. Condiments. Especially if you have several people, if you're a household.
So
you can go through and find stuff like, we will buy things for one recipe, something like, fish sauce or some very specific thing, and we'll make it and then forget to continue making stuff that uses that, and it goes bad, and I just need to clear stuff like that.
So we went with the ultimate situation with that. We had the kitchen completely redone, and that was a massive purge. And if it wasn't something we were currently or just recently used, it's out. So it's a wonderful thing. And you won't believe the amount of space you buy back.
Marissa, expired makeup and skincare is on this list as well.
Now, you use fish sauce for your skin, right?
Yeah, you're only supposed to use like things like mascara for like a year or so. That's probably the wrong amount of time. But sometimes you have palettes of eyeshadow for years, and like those are okay to keep.
Okay.
There's a list somewhere where you can follow along.
So to your guess, what cosmetic lasts the longest? I
think it's the amount of time that you use it.
Oh, I see.
So if you're using a mascara every day, it gets bacteria on it because you're constantly using it. If you're putting, eyeshadow palette and putting your brushes in it every day and not cleaning them. But if you're just using it for one color and then using it later, 6 months later, it has different bacteria levels.
But it says on here expired makeup and skincare. So I guess some of them do have a quote unquote shelf life. I mean, you could probably get away with, but maybe it's like a best used by date or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and some of them will like crumble. Like you think you've kept it for so long and then you touch it and it crumbles apart.
How did you look?
All right. Also, expired medications.
Yeah.
Some people don't realize that medicine goes bad over time. Even over the counter stuff. If you're buying ibuprofen or acetaminophen and stuff like that, they do have expiration dates on them.
Get
they
together
won't work
with our
as
neighbors and we'll do a potluck.
Medication.
Everybody
brings
thing.
medication.
Yeah.
All right.
And
what a great idea. Hey, I brought Xannies. They're about to go. They're only. Black Crows on 93.3 WMMR. It's everything that rocks. They are part of our Word of the Week prize. This week, we are going to be giving away tickets to not only see them in concert June 12th, but also Five Finger Death Punch, July 20th, Motley Crue, July 27th, and Breaking Benjamin on September 2nd. Tickets are on sale now for those shows, but we are going to give away a pair of tickets to all 4 of those shows at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion for our Word of the Week prize. At the end of the program, we'll get the letter, and then on Friday, we will give away the actual prize. Get yourself set for that. We are going to ask today's lesson question, and we are going to be giving away a pair of tickets as MMR presents The Sandlot movie screening, a live Q&A, an evening with Squints and Wendy as well. So if you know the answer to this question, you could end up going to the event. And it is, what did Steve's grandma smell like? And he actually said this. What did Steve's grandma actually smell like? 610-660-9333 is the number. If you know the answer to that, call us right now. What did Steve's grandmother smell like? 610-660-9333. While you're doing that, we'll get to the trash. Here we go.
The trash business is a gold mine.
93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, Steve, what's going on this morning?
Well, Preston Steven Spielberg revealing that while working on the movie E.T., directing a young Drew Barrymore made him want to have children. He also added that working with the animatronic E.T. robot made him want his foreskin back.
Wow.
Lindsey Vonn wasting no time getting back into the gym, indicating that despite her recent nightmare injuries, she is seriously thinking about returning to competitive skiing. Lindsay says her never say die attitude has recently morphed into frequently say die.
Oh, my God.
And finally, Paris Jackson slamming 2 executors running Michael Jackson's estate because of a promotional product decision tied to the release of the biopic. Michael Jackson was apparently livid over the Lil Boy Jiffy Quick Pants Remover.
Oh, my God.
That's Hollywood Trash.
All right, we will see if you happen to know the answer to the question. What is Steve's grandmother? What does she smell like? And we're going to go to Chris. Hi, Chris. You're on the air. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so Steve's grandma, you know what she smelled like?
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch. Hold on, my friend. You just got yourself some tickets to go to the event. MMR presents the Sandlot movie screening and live Q&A an evening with Squints and Wendy from the poolside to the stage on Saturday, June 27th, Keswick Theater. Tickets go on sale this Friday via keswicktheater.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Come on!
Jeez. All right, just a couple things to share today. We're going to start with this. 311 is hitting the road. They and Dirty Heads have announced that they are teaming up for another co-headlining summer tour across North America. It is dubbed the So Glad You Made It Tour. The 30-date run kicks off July 11th in Minnesota, wraps up in West Palm Beach in Florida, and in our area, they're going to be in Atlantic City. They're playing Ovation Hall July 18th. Tickets, let me see. Tickets go on sale, general sale, on Friday, by the way. So if you're interested, you can grab those. And then I just have, do you want to mention something, Marissa?
Well, I saw them last weekend. Remember I told you guys I almost drowned?
Oh, yeah.
There was a reggae festival happening in St. Pete, and we rented a boat, like one of those tiki boats, and we went over, and we thought this will be fun. We checked the weather, looked gorgeous. There was some rain earlier in the day that never came through. Guys, as soon as we set sail, and this thing was a tiki boat that looked like it was put together like by Home Depot, like it kind of like was
sketchy.
wobbly, and
Yeah.
it was great. It was safe, but you felt every wave. Torrential downpour, and lightning and thunder. Like 3 songs into 311,
Whoa.
Lightning hit and they had to cancel the concert.
Yeah,
we had to make it back into port through the water.
Wow.
It was pretty scary.
And that's not the kind of boat you want to be on in a storm.
Nope. We had a great captain. He was wonderful. He got us there safely. But that guy for a few minutes was like, all right, let's see what we get.
Wow. But you didn't fall in the water or anything like that. Okay. So
But I
you
almost
didn't
died.
almost drown.
I had like 2 seconds. That's what I was trying to.
Preston, it was a life and death battle against nature.
It was a
Don't
click-
underplay it.
it was
I stayed in the boat the whole time.
It was a clickbait tease.
Listen, she could barely finish her cocktail.
All right, and one last story. It's not new Radiohead, but it's the next best thing, as a new solo album from Radiohead frontman Tom York is reportedly on the way. His bandmate Ed O'Brien confirmed recently in an interview saying that Tom has a solo record coming out later in the year. York's latest release was Tall Tales. That was a 2025 collaboration with electronic musician Mark Pritchard. O'Brien,
He's not real?
No, he's a musician. He's a real person, but he plays electronically.
Oh.
And O'Brien.
I thought he's like Lawnmower Man.
Also has his own new solo album called Blue Morpho, and that's coming out on May 22nd. Radiohead plans to resume touring in 2027.
Is Tom York the only Tom that you know spells his name Thom?
I mean, me personally?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I'm trying to think.
Other famous Thoms?
Yeah.
No.
I've seen Thom pop up a couple times, but I can't remember exactly where. There's Thomas's English Muffins.
Yeah.
Is that spelled Thom? Yeah,
No.
Thomas.
Yeah, all Thomases, well, not all, but most Thomases are spelled with the TH.
Yeah.
But most Toms are spelled without the H.
Here you go. Tom Barry is a TV actor. Tom Green, not the comedian. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, he's the only
Thom
Thom I know.
Thom Barry, 75-year-old TV actor.
That's a good title for a song. The only Thom
The only Thom
I know.
That's a pretty good one. All right, and there you go. That's what I have in music news for you. It's a quickie this morning. We will take a break. When we get back, that aforementioned Word of the Week prize, we'll get the second letter of the week for you. And Matt's going to share that information. We'll come back in a moment. Stay with us.
Stool softener.
Yeah. Also, extra items in your shower that you may want to get rid of.
Like that toaster?
Yeah.
That half bottle of conditioner, the other one of soap.
God, Rochelle used to be a conditioner junkie. I remember at one point it was like 35 bottles. We have this shelf in our fridge. And one day I'm like, I'm going through this stuff. And I pulled it up and like 80% of it was conditioner.
Yeah.
She kept it in the fridge?
No. on the shelf in the shower. Did I say fridge?
Yeah.
Did you? I don't know.
Okay.
No, I just thought, I thought maybe that's the way you would store it.
No.
No, we have empty bottles of like things in the shower
that just hang out.
That just hang out there. Yeah.
Do they have the little bit of water in them that you put in? Because you
Some
think
do.
that soap's going to last one more time?
Yeah.
So that's something my shower is completely devoid of, which is conditioner.
Yeah, you don't need any of that.
I don't need any of that. But again, when you declutter the bathroom, you know what I started doing? I started taking my toothbrush and everything, and I put it in the drawer at the top under this, so that my counter is completely clean. When I take stuff out and then put it back in.
Nice.
That'll last for a day.
Marissa, I strangle soap, shampoo to the bitter end.
All the time.
And I do the water and shake it up and do the whole thing, trying to get every little bit out of it that I can.
And then the shampoo finishes before the conditioner.
Right.
So that you save a conditioner, and then if you buy it as a set, you put both of them in the shower, and then that's how you build up the conditioner.
So traditionally, both shampoo and conditioner is like just a dollop?
I use way more shampoo than I do conditioner.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Conditioner, you don't need that much.
Yeah, you're only supposed to use like a quarter or smaller, but sometimes you use more.
Do you use conditioner?
Not all the time.
I haven't done it in a long time.
You're more a Jerry Crow kind of guy.
No, like if anything, I'll do like
Soul
conditioner,
Glow.
like
Soul Glow.
maybe like once a week, once every 2 weeks. But
Okay.
yeah, my hair's not long enough, you know?
Are you guys different products?
What do you mean?
Do you use like shampoo for your hair and soap for your body, or are you like all in ones?
Shampoo for my hair and beard.
I do the 3-in-1. It's Crew, so it's body wash and
fish sauce
and shampoo and conditioner all in one. So
And
I just
toothpaste.
use all of that and toothpaste.
Yeah, 4-in-1.
Yeah.
Face wash.
Yeah, it's just the worst toothpaste I've ever had.
So get rid of some extra items in your shower. And then the last thing it says here is canned goods you don't use.
I take them out of my shower all the time.
Do you?
Yeah. What's with this? Beans?
Probably in your pantry is where you're going to find that stuff.
Yeah, man. So we got, again, thanks, Mr. Contractor, help we do everything. And we had these cabinets, Preston, that were horrible, that we kept buying the same stuff over and over, not realizing we had it already in the cabinet. It's like, how long has this been in here?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So it's a good time to assess that stuff. Move the clutter
if you're going
out.
to pick a benchmark time to do it, why not now?
I would like to bring you into the world of our esteemed establishment known as the Just Sayin Institute.
The Just Sayin Institute, home of the Bird, Band, Avian, and Rock and Roll Museum.
The entire museum.
Yeah,
all the
it's all
bird
bird
bands.
bands.
All right, man, there's been some really interesting things that have occurred in the world of science. And I'm going to start with a fairly serious one here, which now listen, when you hear about discoveries that have not yet been fully tested. It can take a long, long time for things to actually pan out.
Yes.
But I always think that it's nice to have a kernel of hope. And a team of American scientists claim that they have done something miraculous. They have cured lab mice suffering from Alzheimer's disease.
Wow, really?
Cured. And the word cured is in parentheses here, and I'll explain in a moment.
They've made a lot of steps forward in slowing the progression and other things that they've been working on. There seems to be a good story popping up about Alzheimer's and dementia treatment every couple of months now. So they seem to be dancing all around this. So hopefully this is something.
Yeah, the researchers achieved this feat by administering the rodents with the powerful compound, which is known as P7C3A20, which they announced in a new paper in the journal Cell Reports Medicine. Scientists from Ohio's Case Western Reserve University Hospitals, and the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center undertook the study. Andrew A. Piper, who's the study's principal investigator, said the key takeaway is a message of hope. The effects of Alzheimer's disease may not be inevitably permanent. Like they're talking about reversal.
Reversing it. And I've heard this. There are other things that have been mentioned that you've mentioned that talk about the reversal. Now, how does one meter Alzheimer's in a mouse?
Yeah, really.
Do they not recognize family members?
I can give you the rundown of it. It's a lengthy
Yeah.
article, but the damaged brain, he says, can, under some conditions, repair itself and regain function. That's incredible. I just think of preventative, as opposed to reversing it.
So my mother-in-law passed away from Alzheimer's. She was later on when she got it, but it's something that sort of looms because there's it can be a family component, and there's all these things. One of the spots earlier, Preston, for and I wanted to mention it to you in passing, brought up about hearing aids and that the ability to hear can impact you. Have you heard this in one of the spots we play? It's for the company.
No.
Yeah, and that can have a significant sway over whether you are susceptible to Alzheimer's or not.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I'm half-ass quoting it, but it caught me off guard. Is that really something?
Well, that's interesting because I just learned that hearing aids are not covered by most insurance.
Okay.
Which just seems crazy because they're very expensive.
Yeah.
And if it
some
does
people-
have medical
Do you know what?
implications
They're
like
less
this.
expensive now than they've like. There are so many companies that are making them and that are making them like you could just go in and.
Interesting.
My dad, before he passed, had purchased kind of these general that he loved that were great.
Costco has a hearing aid section,
Yeah.
believe it or not. Yeah. And a whole where you can go in and get tested. And have, I took my dad in there when he was living with us for a little while to get his hearing aids fixed and all that. So,
Well, Dad, if you're listening to this right now.
Yeah. This research is part of a growing wave of very promising lab studies that point to a tantalizing future where Alzheimer's and other neurological issues could be a thing of the past. Besides this P7C3A20 research, others have scored remarkable lab results using different compounds and treatments. So this has made normally cautious scientists so excited that they are making bold predictions. University of Edinburgh neuroscience professor Tara Spires-Jones said that this month she thinks that the scientists are closer than ever to a truly life-changing treatment in as little as 5 to 10 years.
You need stuff like this. I mean, this specifically robs
WMMR, the John Wick Trio. No, that band is Dog Star. That's Keanu Reeves playing bass on that song. And it's new music from them. It's called All In Now. It's the first time any of us have heard that song.
Yeah. Never heard it.
Not bad.
Do you remember years
Didn't
ago?
blow me away or anything, but
Dog Star came on the scene and Keanu was shooting The Matrix. And so he had his head shaved and his eyebrows reduced. And everyone thought that was the look that he wanted to have for the band. But it was for the movie.
Yeah. So, they didn't do anything for the longest time, but I guess they decided, let's get the band back together. So there you go. Dog Star. Are they coming to town, Marissa?
They are. They're coming in August to Union Transfer, and then they'll be at the Hard Rock Casino later the weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
On August 12th and the 14th.
How much would you love to talk to Keanu Reeves, man?
I'm a huge fan. John Wick alone, but there's so many other things, you know?
Yeah. He's got this new movie coming out. I think it was written and directed by Jonah Hill. It's coming out on Apple Plus, soon. I want to say like this week or next week or something like that, where he plays a like a big time movie star who is trying to have like a resurgence, had like a heroin problem, stuff like that. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
Is it straight up drama or is it comedy?
It's comedy.
All right.
Yeah.
I love the John Wick movies.
Do you?
Love
You're
them.
a fan of John Wick.
Yeah. Like I'm not a total action movies person, but genre. But those hit. Those are good.
We could have our own John Wick movie right now.
Yeah. You son of a bitch.
How dare you?
Matt, I got you.
I can't hear it. There you go.
Take it over.
Matt Gord's got a gun.
I don't. I couldn't watch John Wick.
Why not?
Doesn't it start with a dog dying?
Well, the whole concept
I mean,
is...
you don't see a murder. They're murdering of the dog. But, I mean, yeah, the whole revenge sequence kicks off
Do you know
because...
that I was out.
John Wick has
You
become...
get over it.
You can. And if
I love
can,
Keanu Reeves, though.
If I can, the whole premise, in fact, John Wick has become sort of the symbol for dog rescue.
Yeah.
All right.
Because at the end...
I'll
he
give it a
goes-
second try.
All right,
Yeah.
But I was in the other room, and Sam pointed out that song sounded like Muse meets Queens of the
I
Stone
said
Age.
Muse. I said the same thing.
Right.
I hear that.
Matt Bellamy, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't sing. Keanu's just the bass player, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Real quick, couple of thank yous before we move along with Matt. Thank you to our friends at Pat's Steaks. They brought by cheesesteaks this morning for National Cheesesteak Day. That is today. And if you stop by and you purchase between noon and 1, you will get a free order of fries, cheese fries with that. And they're doing a collaboration with somebody du jour.
Du jour Philly.
Thank you, du jour Philly. Sorry, I forgot about that. And also, thank you to Michael DelBene, who came by, CEO of Welcome America, and the Wawa celebration is taking place, and they have the schedule out now. They don't have the full headliners for July 4th, but a lot of other performers and events that are taking place. There's 16 days. There's like 70 some odd events. It's crazy.
All free.
Yeah, all free. They
All
pointed out.
friggin' free.
And you can go to, do we have a link to that? PrestonSteve.com or no?
Yeah, I think it's coming up shortly.
Excellent. So you can do that. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's excellent.
Didn't he mention Idina Menzel's?
Yes.
Yeah. Playing with the Philly Pops.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
That's big, yeah.
Yep, it's going to be huge.
And I love Pat's because they're open 24 hours.
Yep. Yeah, in fact, I said, thanks for getting up early for making cheesesteaks. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I used to go there like 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I've done some late nighters.
Just to have them. There's no line, and you got them for the rest of the day. So.
Yep. All right, you ready for the letter?
Yes.
Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, and the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter.
P as in Primus.
All right, that sounds good. And we are going to give away on Friday a pair of tickets to 4 amazing shows at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Black Crows, June 12th, Five Finger Death Punch, July 20th. Motley Crue on July 27th, the Breaking Benjamin, September 2nd. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. What's happening today, man?
Well, we'll continue with Women's History Month. We're going to do a block of Bonnie Raitt.
I love Bonnie Raitt.
And that archive song, Blender Blues, which is something they recorded at MMR, I think 1994 or 2. I don't know. The date's on there. A block of the Goo Goo Dolls and a block of CCR and Fogerty.
Love it.
And to continue with Women's History Month, Pierre's Vinyl Cut, Linda Ronstadt.
Wow, man. Some eclectic stuff today.
Which album is
so easy. This is Simple Dreams. I think It's So Easy is a big hit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't really write a lot of her songs.
No, she didn't. She performed covers. Her songs were written for her, and but an amazing vocalist.
Blue Bayou.
Blue Bayou is a great song. I think that was written by Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
And the Eagles essentially would not exist without Linda Ronstadt.
They were her backup
They
band.
were her backup band.
Yep.
Great.
And I didn't know this until that Albert Brooks documentary came out just recently. He and Linda Ronstadt were dating for years.
Wow.
Linda Ronstadt
Good on
and Albert
him.
Brooks. Yeah.
She was stunning. And
Yeah.
I was as a young boy, I had a crush on her.
The album cover with her in the skates.
Yes.
I forget which album that was.
Yep.
They just on this, like pictures in this, and they're.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Matt's got you covered, gang, so make sure you stay with him. I have new closing music we're going to try out this morning.
really?
So we're going to hit this. Here we go. All right. Preston and Steve Show. Been brought to you today by Dunkin'. Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. We'll try this out. We'll see if we
Is
like
this like the end of SNL?
It's exactly what it is,
Okay.
yeah. It's pretty iconic. I thought it was cool. Tomorrow is a Wednesday, so we'll go live on a Fox Good Day, and we'll fill the morning with all kinds of good stuff with you in attendance. That is it. We are done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day. A great day in the morning. And we'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WML.